We're always curious about song, and we're always curious about the lyrics. And right now we have this particular song in mind.
And that particular song is called Plain Jane by ASAP Ferg. And you should all recognise that song by the sound of this. So as far as we know, we don't know much about ASAP Ferg, but he's from the ASAP mob, which consists of, and I don't know all the names of the members, but it's ASAP Yams, the late ASAP Yams, ASAP Rocky, ASAP Ferg, and there's a couple of other members.
I'm not sure. I'm not very up to date with current music. It's just a lot of my friends play this song, and it's got a cool beat. So we definitely wanted to do this one. The song has a pretty cool flow. Like a ride with the mob, blah 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 blah, and that's a very similar. I think Ferg took that flow from a song from 3 6 Mafia, which is called "Slob on My Knob." Yeah, it's a cool song, cool flow, it's very catchy, you can ride along with it. And so they pretty much brought a similar type of beat, bit more modern, so everyone can like it. And Ferg, he made a mad song to this. I think the producer who mixed the beat was Kirk Knight, who he mentions in verse 2 as well. And in the song, Ferg does repeat one of the lines that GCJ does repeat through the hook, which is, I don't feel very proud saying this, but suck a nigga dick or something. And then he keeps repeating that, and it just flows with the beat. And I have no right to use those words, but we're just quoting the song. So whenever we say, the N word or a swear word, like motherfuckers or something, we're just quoting the song, okay? We're not casually using it in our speech. This is like an academic paper, and you say the quote that the person you're referencing has been saying. And
Also, it should be mentioned that this song has a remix that features Nicki Minaj, but for this particular video or podcast, we're just covering the original without Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
So this song came out last year in 2017, and it came off of his Still Striving album.
Yeah. We don't have that much to say about the song and the artist, so we'll just jump right into the lyrics. And also, I'm Dan.
I'm V.
And we're bringing you lyrics at home. Let's do it. A lot of the information about the lyrics we've got from Rap Genius, because they do have an interview with ASAP Ferg, and he does cover a lot of what a lot of the lines mean. But as usual, we're going to give our touch on it, what we think, what we might know. Not like we're correct. We're just giving our opinion and like how we figured it out, because we don't even live in the States. We don't live in the east side of the United States. We live here in Australia, and this is kind of just how we interpret the music and the lyrics, given our backgrounds. And okay, so the song starts off with the chorus, with a very catchy hook. Is it a hook or a chorus? I'm not sure. But so the first lines are, ride with the mob, alhamdulillah. I'm not sure how to say it. I've always thought of the alhamdulillah. Whenever I hear the song, it always sounds like he's saying hum to Allah, like he's humming, like he's praying.
Yeah.
Like and I always
That's what I thought as well, that he was saying hum to Allah.
Yeah, and I thought that was cool. There's something sacred, something spiritual and religious in it. Like, oh, that's mad. It's
well,
not...
so is this, as we find out. This is spiritual and religious.
Yeah. It's just nice to hear a bit more of a sacred feel into a rap song, especially like one that got pretty mainstream.
Yeah,
cool beat as well. But so according to ASAP Ferg in his interview with Rap Genius, you know, he says that he's not Muslim. He doesn't, you know, follow Islam, but his grandfather is Muslim, and I think he just wanted a way to say praise to God, you know, praise be to God. You know, I think he mentioned that he doesn't follow the particular religion's God, like not the Islam or not the Catholic one, but you know, he does believe in a higher being, which is cool. You know, I think most people out there do believe in a higher being, you know, because as humans or as the species of the solar system, we do come from somewhere. I'm not gonna say exactly where, but we do come from a very big higher being.
Yeah.
Just use your mind to figure that out.
So with him saying Alhamdulillah, we kind of had this thought that some people might interpret it, or it might come across as cultural appropriation.
Does that mean is it cultural inappropriate? Is that how you say it? Or
cultural appropriation? So it's when you
can you define that? I'm not 100% about that.
As far as I know, I think it means to take something that is of another culture and then kind of commodifying it. So, for example, there was an issue recently, I think like last year or something, about hoop earrings and how that was a very... hoop earrings were a symbolically Latin Harlem thing. And when people that weren't of that culture wore those earrings, they deemed it as cultural appropriation.
Earrings?
Yeah, and the people that sold those earrings as well, because it's something about like it was like symbolically cultural to Latin women, and it represented I don't know, like not coming from the ghetto, but coming from a place that, you know, wasn't well off and wealthy, things like something like that. I can't remember.
Who were the people that were claiming
netizens
that to be cultural appropriation? Who? What?
Netizens.
What's netizens?
Just people of the net, citizens of the internet.
Oh, netizens. Oh, okay. But
Yeah.
were they of a particular demographic, like Latin American?
Yeah, some were.
Or
do you remember that issue of that Caucasian chick
Yeah.
that wore that Chinese dress, traditional Chinese garment, to her prom or whatever? And then she was on the stairs like posing like this. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
then people were saying that's cultural appropriation and blah blah blah.
I think like people they're just trying to find a way to pick at another. You know what I mean? Because I go to, for example, I can go to the market or, you know, the supermarket. You know, I could go to Safeway and I can buy me some packet noodles.
Yeah.
Is that cultural appropriation?
Yeah.
Or I could buy me, you know, some Italian pasta.
Yeah.
Even though it's not exactly Italian, but I could buy me pasta there. What else could I buy? I could buy nachos, and, you know.
And we can make burritos and enchiladas.
Yeah, and tacos, you know.
Tortillas.
Like, am I being cultural inappropriate? No, is that cultural appropriation?
Yeah, like if, for example, I'm of Asian descent. Nothing I'm wearing right now is traditionally Asian clothing. This is all...
Oh, but you could have got like some Asian people like working for really cheap labor to make that. Okay, that was a sad thing to say.
To make Western style clothing that we wear anyway. Like, you know, am I culturally appropriating? I don't think so.
Yeah, so I guess it just confuses me when I hear the word appropriation, like, because when I think appropriation, it sounds like being appropriate. So is cultural appropriation the act of trying to make another culture's detail appropriate to your own? Is that what it is?
I think so.
Like, how do I point? How do I be one of those people that point the finger and be like, "That's cultural appropriation"? Like, do I say, hey, you're Asian, but you're eating pizza? That's cultural appropriation. You can't eat pizza. That's not your food. Go back to eating. What do Asians eat?
Rice and noodles.
Yeah, and dim sims or something. Even though apparently dim sims aren't even Asian. I don't know, but it's a copy of the dumpling.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're all human. We're all similar in some way, no matter what our foods are.
Yeah.
It's stupid to try to divide us by our foods.
You know what it reminds me of as well? The English language itself is an amalgamy of a whole bunch of different languages put together.
There's a million different
languages, Like we say, tada or voila or abracadabra and things like that. Like that's not traditionally English, is it?
I feel like those words, yeah, exactly. Those words are a bit casual as well in their use, but I think we can get even to more academic use of words like
rendezvous.
Yeah.
Or I just had deja vu.
Yeah. Oh, what genre is that?
Yeah.
Like, they're not English words, man.
Yeah.
But
finesse,
Oh, yeah, what's that? Is that French?
I'm pretty sure it's French.
Yeah.
It's English. I learned it as an English word, so.
Or hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah.
But I think this, when the Alhamdulillah line gets spoken, I'm not sure if that got any backlash of cultural appropriation. But either way, in an interview, Ferg, he laid it down. He's not Muslim, but he's just saying it in a way to praise a god or the god.
Yeah, and it's just something that got us thinking a bit about.
Yeah. So I guess what we kind of want to understand is, or what we want to kind of discuss. We're not going to discuss it completely here, but should we be open to the fact that a man who does not follow Islam uses these kind of words? I think it's in Arabic. I'm not sure, because I think a lot of Muslim a lot of things in Islam is followed in the ancient language of Arabic. Because I got some friends, they're not even from the Middle East, they're from Indonesia, but when they go to their religious studies, they learn it all in Arabic. So I think it's in Arabic. Yeah, and so is it all right for someone who does not follow the religion to use their cultural phrases or details or settings, especially when they have good intentions behind it, And then that's the tricky part as well, because a lot of people say, oh yeah, I have good intentions behind what I'm doing. And then some people might find like they're just crossing the line of like what's appropriate and what's not. But I don't know, with me, I'm open to it, because as the world grows, we're finally, all different cultures, religions, we're all finally like, getting closer to each other to become a one unified, I don't want to say species, but
race.
One race. Yeah,
one unified race.
Yeah, but either way, the world should be unified, and all these divisions, like sometimes it's a good move that some people try to blur the lines between the divisions. I'm open to it. It's cool. There are some things, of course, which are like completely inappropriate, with cultural appropriation, and I just feel like it might be a little unfair to point it towards this line of this song.
Yeah.
Because he does say, his family member, his grandfather, is Muslim. And I think that gives him a bit more understanding of what he's using. Not like someone that might try to use another culture's phrases, but they have no idea what it means. Like, he has some background behind it. So, I don't know. I'm open to it. I think it touches on a very sensitive but important topic that we as the human race should try to always discuss. I don't think there could ever be a good conclusion, but there's always like little levels of detail and sensitivity that should be understood. I'm just going on now.
So when he says ride with the mob, by the mob, he means the ASAP mob, which we said earlier consists of the late ASAP Yams, ASAP Rocky, and 12 and a ton of other members that I don't remember. To be really honest.
Yeah. So apparently, ASAP Yams, he started this. I think they're a rap group, and I think they're all from the east coast of the US. So I think mainly from the New York City area. Yeah, and Yams, I think they started this rap group, and then they all started to expand and get more people, and then they're putting themselves on the map. They've been around for a very long time. I'm not very up to date with current music, so I don't know too much, but I've got enough friends to expose me to some cool rhymes and all that, and some cool beats. And but we know that the mob is not just the mob in general, but I think they're talking about the ASAP mob. So the next line is check in with me and do your job. I think from what we got from Rap Genius and what ASAP Ferg was saying was, I think he's from Harlem, that's around New York City, right?
No idea. Never been there.
It must be. And whenever another hip hop artist comes to his side of town, they always they let him know that they're coming around and they're going to have a show. I like to think of that as it's just showing respect when you come into someone's zone or into their area, their turf. Not that we know if he's like the boss, or like the underground like overlord of his particular area, but it's just you go to someone's place and you show them respect. Like if I was a football player, I was a football team, and then I was gonna go to another football team's ground, I might let one of them know, I'm like, hey, we're gonna use your football ground to play a game. It's just respect.
Yeah. Or even simpler than that, before coming to your friend's house, you'd want to let them know that you're coming over.
Yeah, exactly.
Beforehand,
Yeah, when you go anywhere, you let your presence be known, because some people or some systems or like companies, they might find it as a slight when you don't announce your arrival or your presence, and that they have to discover that you're there on their own. And some people, they find that as a slight when you could have just simply, gone out of your way to let the other people know, hey, we're coming to your area. I think it can get more what's that word? Primal? Imagine
you mean primitive?
Primitive? Yeah, primitive.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, a bit more primitive than that. Like I could let's just imagine me and my tribe from we lived longer, and we're a tribe, and then we need to travel to the coast to get some fish and some supplies. But to get to the coast, that's another tribe's area, and we need to at least let that tribe know, like, hey, we're coming to the coast and we're going to do some fishing, is that okay? Or like, we need to let them know, because if they tell us, no, you can't come, then we know there's a problem there, rather than us going there and then they come to us, hey, you're not allowed here, and they attack us. It's like a parlay. It eliminates the chance of violence or strife.
Yeah.
It's just all about the respect, like, or if they wanted to come to our mountain because we have these awesome berries that nourish the children very well, but that's in our area. This other tribe by the coast, they might come to us like, hey, we're gonna need some of them berries, so we'll be there by noon, and we'll be out by but before the sun sets. And we're like, yeah, that's cool. We're probably gonna go by the coast later on. We're like, oh yeah, that's cool. And yeah, like, you want to meet up later tonight? It's like, oh yeah, we'll meet up by the mountain over there. It's just polite, and good things can come out of communication.
Yeah.
Especially from different parties. So it seems that Oh, what were you gonna say?
I was also saying, well, initially I thought that when he said check in with me, it was like a reference to Facebook check-ins. Because when you check in on Facebook, you're proclaiming to the world where you are and who you are with. And so when you come, so when I thought that when Ferg was saying check in with me and do your job, it was like other celebrities coming to his side of town, and when they check in with him, they let it be known that they are with Ferg, and they are in this place or in his area, and then and do your job means they're working together, they're collabing, or they're getting some sort of work done, meaning collaborating or working on music. That's what I initially thought it meant.
I think it goes a bit further than the whole Facebook check-in, because Facebook,
not just Facebook,
they just use that word because when you check in somewhere, for example, I'm going to check into a hotel.
Yeah.
I'm checking into a hotel, like, so it's known that, hey, I'm here.
Yeah. I don't mean specifically just Facebook. I meant when you check in with someone, it's you're proclaiming to the world like who you're with and where you are and what you're doing.
Yeah, so it's definitely a checking in. So everyone around knows that you're now in this zone, and then he goes, and do your job. I think he's trying to say, all right, you've come, just come do what you came here to do and leave. He doesn't say and leave, but it just sounds like, just hurry up and get whatever you needed to do, get it done.
Yeah.
ASAP.
Oh, yeah.
ASAP Ferg. But, it makes, this line kind of makes him sound like a boss, or like, like the boss, or like a tribal figurehead, of his area, which is cool. That's a cool thing to put on your song. You let everyone know, like, you're in charge of a few things. That's the kind of feel I get from, check in with me and do your job.
Yeah.
Because, he doesn't have time for outsiders or something. I'm not sure. Maybe he does. But, yeah.
Yeah.
So the next line is, Ferg is the name, Ben Baller did the chain. Ferg, yeah, that's his name. I think that's his surname. Is it Ferguson? Yeah, Ferguson is his last name. So that's a cool nickname, Hey, it's like, hey Ferguson, how's it going? It's like, hey Ferg, it's a cool nickname. Yeah, he's just proclaiming his name. Ben Baller did the chain. I think Ben Baller, I think he creates jewelry, or he makes jewelry.
Yeah, he makes jewelry. I think his full name is Ben Yang. And he makes jewelry for really well-known celebrities like Kanye West. He did stuff for Drake, Justin Bieber, A$AP Rocky even.
Is he one of those? Is he a local of the New York City? Is that why a lot of people go to him?
I'm not sure, to be really honest.
He must be a local, and so it's easy
if they all go to him.
It's the guy that everyone knows. You want some jewelry done? Go to Ben.
Yeah, so he's always commissioned to make fine jewelry.
Yeah, that's awesome.
For celebrities.
Yeah, and I think it's good to quote where you get your jewelry from, because
it's a good shout out.
Yeah, you didn't just get this chain from Safeway. You got it from Ben Baller. Everyone's gonna, that must be good. Torno for the watch, Prezi plain Jane. I'm not sure what Torno is.
It's a brand.
Oh, okay. What kind of brand?
I think they make watches specifically, kind of like the Cartier brand. So really luxury, upscale watches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not very familiar with
I think they're on par with Rolex and all that.
Rolex? Oh, okay. Damn, that's expensive then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need a lot of money. I think for Ferg to be mentioning Torno, that is a claim of high riches, great amount of riches.
Yeah. He's expressing
his wealth, his financial wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah. From what I know, for Prezi Plain Jane. Oh, the song is called Plain Jane. From what I know and what Ferg has quoted through the Rap Genius interview, is that when he says Plain Jane, he means keeping the item, which is probably his watch, the presidential Plain Jane watch. Keeping it Plain Jane is not customizing it by not, adding more jewelry, not fixing it, not putting more diamonds or more gold.
Or adding your initials.
Yeah, it's kind of like when, for a better example for other people to understand, it's like when you get a car, you can just get the car the way you buy it at the shop. Or you can get a car and then you can change the rims. You can put a new spoiler. You can put some cool paint on it. You can tint the windows a particular way. You can start changing things. I think when you keep it plain Jane, you keep it stock standard. I think that's what plain Jane is. I think Ferg mentions that when you keep things plain Jane, it keeps the value of the item higher. Because once you customize it or personalize it, an item will start to lose value.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he talks about, keeping things plain Jane as an investment. Because now it's still valuable. Like if he needs money, he can sell it. And I think also it's a good way for people to show their wealth. Like I've still got this. This is still worth a lot. That means I'm still worth a lot. Yeah. So I think the main thing with the song is just trying to show, he's wise with how he invests his money, because he keeps it plain Jane, I think that also is another way for him to explain that he's a simple guy. He doesn't need to customize things to make them extravagant or cool or anything.
But then he went to Ben Baller for a chain, for an Hermes link.
So does Ben Baller do custom work? Is that what it is? Oh, okay.
I think on Rap Genius he did mention that the last thing he got from Ben Baller was an Hermes link or chain.
Oh, yeah. He does mention that in the verse. Yeah. To sum up the chorus, Sure. So, in summary, the chorus is pretty much just saying who he is and what his position is. Yeah, it's just for everyone to recognize, I'm Ferg, and I keep my jewelry plain Jane. That's the type of guy I am. But yeah, we can see he's saying who he is because he says his name. He states who his name. He states his name. And he kind of states, how he treats his jewelry plain, what kind of jewelry he has, which states his financial wealth, how he kind of states that he has a presence in his area, because when people come to his area, they need to check in with him. And just who he is socially, because he mentions the mob. And, he does believe in a higher being. Yeah. All right. All right, so... I'm still not on the flow of everything yet.
Same.
I liked it when we were discussing the
we were just conversating.
Yeah, that was, I like that better.
Okay, so
so this is the first part, this is the second part, just in case that's confusing to you. Alright, verse 1. The verse 1 starts with Lamborghini chain, rest in peace to my superior. I think Lamborghini is supposed to be a play on Lamborghini, but Lamborghini is, I think, what ASAP Yams referred to, or I forgot.
It was probably a nickname.
Yeah, or maybe there was a song. I can't remember. I'm not sure. I'm sorry that I don't know too much about this, but it's this line's obviously a salute and a respect to ASAP Yams, because he then says, rest in peace to my superior. Yeah, so sadly, Yams did pass away, and I think this was a big thing for the ASAP mob and for the hip hop world, especially being recognized as the founder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a nice salute to Yams. And you can see that, like, because he did this, it's the first line of the verse, and it's the way he opens up the verse. You can see that Yams was a very important figurehead to him, and meant a lot to him. And he calls him my superior as well. So you can tell that he placed Yams above himself, and he looked up to Yams.
Gives him that respect.
Yeah.
And I think Ferg also mentions that he loves opening the verse with this line because he feels it's powerful. You know, it's a powerful way to bring us to open up, because, you know, you're paying respects to a higher being. You know, he probably sees Yams up in heaven, you know, blessing the mob and himself, you know, and that gives him more spiritual power. You know, he probably feels that it empowers him, like, and it's a good way to rush in. You know, it's like when the Crusaders came to fight. You know, in the name of God. You know, and you feel empowered. You know, because it gives you more purpose. You know, more will when you've got another spirit behind you.
Yeah,
and not only your own.
It reminds me of also, you know, when you're a soldier and you're enlisted in the army, and then someone who's in the ranks, like, higher than you, call them your superiors.
Yep.
So it's like, I feel like, you know, it's another way of saying that Yams was my boy, and they fought side by side together, like in life or through whatever, through everything or whatever and anything.
Yeah. But either way, he gives respect to someone who's dear to him.
Yeah.
And that's an awesome way to open up, especially such a cool song with a cool beat.
Yeah, and it's super catchy when he opens up with it. You know, Lamborghini chain, rest in peace of my superior. It's pretty catchy.
Yeah, and it's just cool, you know, like, as soon as he opens up the line, everyone can pause, you know, have a moment of silence as he says that, you know, because it is a very sacred and important thing he's saying. Yeah, so they're really cool first lines, you know. It's also cool as a first line because a lot of other hip hop songs and all, usually the way they open up, it's about themselves, and, you know, it's a self proclamation, or, you know, it's a not a bluff, what do you call it? A boast about themselves, and but here, you know, he's starting off by referring to someone else. Even with the chorus, you know, ride with the mob. You know, he doesn't mention himself first. Like, he's the type that, you know, gives glory to others as well as himself. You know, he doesn't have to put himself first. That's cool. You know, that's qualities of a leader. We can see. You know, he doesn't need to show off himself. You know, because he gives strength to others. Yeah, and I like that.
Also, he mentions in the chorus, like the first line of the chorus, and he starts the song with the chorus. It says, ride with the mob. Yeah.
That's what I said.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, so he goes on to Hermes link could feed a village in Liberia. Hermes is a brand, right?
Luxury brand,
yep. So that's a lot of he's flaunting his financial wealth.
That's a lot of luxury.
Yeah, and when he says link, I think he's talking about a chain, you know, because a chain is a bunch of chain links. Yeah, so he's definitely talking about a chain or a necklace or something. I don't know, maybe it's a bracelet. But I think when people talk about link, they're talking about a necklace. Yeah. Could feed a village in Liberia. That must be a very expensive necklace.
Yeah, for you to be able to feed a village in a third world country.
Yeah. And, you know, that shows power. You know, if you've got items that could do that, they could pretty much change the way other people live. That's a way to show that you've got power. Yeah. I think he mentions Liberia because of his African American
descent.
descent. Yeah, so he has
Ancestry, yeah.
he has a right to mention, I guess the not so well off countries. I don't think that is that a poor country, or is third world Liberia?
I think so. I think it's a developing country.
Yeah. See, because if I was to make a song, like, I wouldn't mention Liberia, like how my riches can feed Liberia. I would mention, how my riches could feed the Philippines, or other developing countries. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, given that his cultural background, I think he mentions Liberia. Yeah. So it goes on to say TMZ taking pictures causing mad hysteria. Mad hysteria from pictures.
I think it's just a way to say how, because he's a celebrity now, when they take pictures of him, like paparazzi, it causes mad hysteria, as in people go crazy over it.
Yeah. Wait. I was hoping you would explain what TMZ was.
Oh, and TMZ is a tabloid.
Yeah, I think they're a tabloid.
I don't know if they have. I think they're online mainly. I don't think they
Is
have.
there a TV show? I thought it was like a TV show.
I don't know.
Like Entertainment Tonight kind of thing. Or maybe.
Oh really? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's an American thing. I'm not.
Yeah,
sure.
it's all about I think they're all about celebrities.
Yeah,
and,
celebrity goss and things like that.
Yeah, so when they are taking pictures, it's going to be the new hot goss, and I think he's just talking about, he got some pictures taken of him, and it's causing a lot of attention, a lot of gossip.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he acknowledges that, so it means like he's aware of his fame and his
his position now.
Yeah,
for people to for paparazzi to constantly follow what it is that he's doing.
Yeah.
Going everywhere that he goes and taking candid shots of him and things like that.
For him to claim it causes mad hysteria, it kind of makes me upset, because it shows the way a lot of people are in regards to celebrities. Like with artists and musicians and actors, it's good to show them respect, to like their work, and to praise them for doing a good job with their piece, compliment them, reward them. But when it gets to the point where you follow a celebrity so much that whatever they do will cause hysteria, I don't know, to me, I feel kind of ashamed, inside, when I see that kind of behavior.
Yeah.
I feel like people, they don't put enough value into their own lives, and they put more value into another person's life who has nothing to do with them, and whatever they do will make them go outrageous. I don't know if I'm explaining this right.
They're becoming too involved with somebody else's life.
Yeah, I feel like with TMZ, and if it sounds like there might be a bunch of paparazzis, and they get whatever they can about another artist. I don't know, I feel, to me, that's a bit awkward. I find that a bit uncomfortable, because I don't know, the thought of people watching me and taking photos of me without me knowing, and tracking my every movement.
Yeah, that's insane.
I don't know.
That's an invasion of privacy.
I feel that's a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think Ferg's pretty cool with it, because he's aware of it. He knows that his actions are causing mass or mad hysteria.
Yeah, and it's a sign that that you're famous.
Yeah,
it's
and
a
he
sign that you've made
recognizes
it.
that.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to say is, why would pictures of him cause hysteria? And then, so when you think about why, it's because people probably follow him religiously. They follow his every action, and I don't know. To me, that kind of makes me feel strange, to see that in other human beings, because I don't know. I feel like other human beings could concentrate more on themselves, and why do they have to go crazy and be so hyped up when they hear that someone else does something, you know.
Yeah.
But I think it gets into a sensitive issue because sadly, a lot of people, I think they're unhappy with their own lives and their own positions.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of dissatisfaction in people's lives. And the only way that they can kind of continue is if they look at something more glorified and something a bit more, I don't know how to say this, like heavenly? Heavenly is not the right word. Something that looks like it's going somewhere, like another person's life and their progression. I think that helps people like continue to live.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that propels obsession with reality TV.
Yeah,
because
celebrities.
It's just because you want to find out how other people's lives are going, and then you compare it to your own, and then like, you know, if that person on reality TV is doing better than you, then you will strive to be better in your life, maybe.
I think there's like a certain extent where that kind of happens, because I feel like what you're explaining, I think a lot of people, they kind of go a bit further than that, or a lot further than that, and it's not in a very good way.
Not in a very healthy way.
Yeah, because it's good to compare your life with another person's life and their progression and your progression, but at the same time, it's not good to do that comparison.
Yeah.
It's good to do that comparison as encouragement.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a very sensitive notion, because that comparing can really demoralize and lower someone's self-esteem and worth, and they're putting someone else that they don't even know at this really high standard.
Yeah. That
can be good and that can be bad, because I feel like people don't respect themselves enough, and like they're giving more praise to someone else.
Yeah.
You know, like that. And I don't know, it's good to have an idol, but it's just like how far you idolize them, I think makes
or the reasons why you idolize a person as well.
Yeah, or like how much you idolize them is will make this idolization a bad thing or a good thing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people could give themselves more respect, not more respect, like they could value themselves a bit more and make themselves kind of progress and go through more as well, you know? Like they could take their time to look from the outside, look at themselves like, hey, maybe I should do something. Why do I have to be so engulfed in following what this guy's doing and like how he's progressing when I'm not trying to progress myself, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just stuck here doing the same thing over and over and over again, you know, every single day. I'm not happy where I'm at. I think that's the problem as well. A lot of people, they're just not happy where they are.
Yeah.
And they try to look to someone else's life in hope that they might start to live like this other person.
Yeah, like one day they'll get there.
Yeah, but the sad thing is you're not going to ever be like this other person if you don't make a change, or if you don't put value into yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like when you look at a famous hip-hop artist, like this hip-hop artist is putting like every day of their life into this career that they're trying to climb through, which is, you know, making music, you know, writing lyrics, finding beats, you know, and they're doing what they can. They're using their spare time or their time to do that, you know. And I don't know. I wanted to like kind of discuss some things I see with people, especially like, you know, people I know. They follow a lot of celebrities, and these are celebrities that these people are following. Like they're rich. And they've got a lot of fame. They've got so much fame that they can kind of get away with bad things, because these celebrities know that, oh, everyone loves me anyway, so I'm just going to do this and it's going to be okay. And then when some of these people I know follow the celebrity so much, they start to copy that behavior, and they kind of go overboard, thinking that they could do anything they want and everyone will be all right because everyone loves them. And it's not, I don't know, I feel like that kind of behavior is not very healthy, especially when you're not in that position of being, you know, financially wealthy or like, you know, famous like a celebrity. I don't know, I feel a lot of people that aren't at that level give too much credit to celebrities, where it's unhealthy. You know, you follow someone and then you try to live like them, but that's not your life. Like some girls like I hear of, you know, you can't be like the Kardashians because you're not rich like them. You know, don't do what they're doing. Like, you're not in that position. I feel like it's an unhealthy way, you know.
Yeah.
And all they had to do was just sit, look at their own lives, think about themselves, and be like, my life's different. I should live my life according to how my life is set, you know. Like my financial levels here, I should act like my financial levels here, not like I'm the richest, you know, and make what I do affect other people in a bad way.
Yeah. And like how I was saying, you can idolize someone, but it also depends on like for the reasons why you idolize someone. For example, I'll just pick a celebrity. Like for Bieber, yeah, you can idolize him because the kid does have talent. You know, he sings really well and he dances really well. But if you idolize him for those reasons, that's perfectly fine. But if you just idolize him because he's really wealthy and the way he, you know, thinks he's above the law, and you idolize just that aspect about him, I don't think that's a very good reason to idolize him, because that takes you nowhere in your own life.
I think that's the issue that I have with it. I feel a lot of people, they just like someone because they're rich or because they're famous, and not because of like
just idolizing them for their lifestyle, their affluent lifestyle.
Yeah, I think people are idolizing others for their setting.
Yeah. Like
the setting that they're in and the position that they're in. They could have been born into this fame and into this wealth.
Yeah.
But that doesn't explain their character. Like, I want people to idolize other people for their character, not for the setting that they were placed in.
Yeah.
You know, because, for example, no offense to any monarchs or royalty out there, you might look at a prince and, oh, I love the prince so much because, you know, he's the prince and he's rich and he knows a lot of people, and you know, he does this, he does that. He's a prince. He was born into that.
Yeah.
That doesn't like, and whatever. Unless you like him for his character, then I don't know. I don't approve of just liking a prince just because they're the prince and just because they're rich. You could like a prince because they're rich, but they use whatever wealth they can to help others. You know, this prince got angry at his parents, took money from his royal rich parents and built a new village or a new town just so, you know, the people around there could progress better. Like that's good character, you know. When it's better, I want people to idolize and, you know, follow people for their character and like the good qualities they have, not just because they're rich and stuff. I know we're going a bit far, but like, you know, just to hear a celebrity causing mad hysteria, I don't know, it makes me feel uncomfortable inside.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you reckon we've gone on too far?
Yeah, I think we should wrap that up about that line there now.
Yeah, with the mad hysteria, I'm not particularly fond of the fact that people praise celebrities like over the top, you know, because there's a fine line of how you could praise a celebrity and you can follow and idolize a celebrity. You know, just follow them for their character and like what they do, like how good they are, not because they're rich or because they're famous. Because sadly, like a lot of people are famous not because of like the good things they did, but because the world put them in a position that made them famous, you know.
Yeah.
And people need to understand, like, you can't be famous like that unless you're put into that situation as well. So don't try to be famous and a celebrity when you're not. Yeah, so with the mad hysteria, like, I don't have any problems with ASAP Ferg. Like, this is not the problem about him. It's about what I was talking about is about the people that might be following him. I know like people can do whatever they want, but I just feel like, you know, people don't need to go into hysteria just because someone did something. I don't know, that to me that's weird. So it's actually not about this we're not even talking about Ferg. We're just talking about the people that could be following him like religiously.
Yeah.
But whatever, you know, people, they can do whatever they want.
They got their own lives.
Yeah, it just makes me feel a bit uncomfortable, that's all. Because of the thought is like, what if other people were following what I did? Like, for example, I went to the shops, I went to Safeway to buy some milk. And then all of a sudden, TMZ took pictures of me buying milk. And then all of a sudden, there's a mass hysteria like, oh my God, he drinks cow's milk. Oh,
he's a regular person like us.
Yeah, people like, oh my God, he drinks milk. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And it's full cream milk. It's not even skim milk. Like, oh. To me, that would make me really uncomfortable to know the fact that people are making a big deal of the fact that I just bought some milk. Like that. I want to tell everyone, if that was me, if that case happened, I want to tell everyone stop watching me. Of course I drink milk. That's how I grew up, you know. It's one of the foods that the commercial world commodified and, you know, gave to us and, you know, taught parents to feed the young, you know, milk. It's just what I'm used to. So, I don't know, it just makes me a bit uncomfortable. Yeah. So there's nothing against ASAP Ferg. No way. I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like people don't need to get into hysteria, you know?
Yeah, like, come on, people, just pipe down a bit.
Yeah.
Like, relax your dax.
Yeah. I went on too far about that. Anyway, Mama see me on BET and started tearing up.
I think this is sweet.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about? Yeah.
So, ASAP Ferg did mention on Rap Genius that his mum saw him receiving an award. Oh, she didn't see him receive the award. She heard from her friends that he received an award on BET, and I think BET stands for Black Entertainment Television.
Yeah, I think it's for the African American culture. It's the entertainment
network.
Yeah.
So he explains on Rap Genius that his mum heard from her friends that he received an award on BET, and then he also mentions that he gave that award to her.
I think the part that makes this line more sweet is because when he was an upcoming hip-hop artist, his mother had a bit of a disagreement. She wasn't directly disagreeing with what he was doing, but I think he felt that she didn't really have much faith in what he was doing, because I think apparently he was going to college, and I think he was studying to be a designer,
he was studying to be a designer.
An interior designer?
Not interior design. Fashion.
Was that ASAP Rocky? Oh, yeah, a fashion designer. I think another ASAP member wanted to be an interior designer. Well, anyway, yeah, he was a fashion designer. I think he was studying that. And then I think when he got deeper into his music, he dropped his studies to pursue music a bit more. And then I think when his mum heard about that, I don't think she was very happy with that, because, you know, with most parents from the older generations, it's programmed in their head: study, get a good job, make money. That's the way the world is, you know. And I think she wasn't happy with the fact that he was pursuing music, especially with rap, because I think in the community they can see the good and the bad influences of hip hop music. And I think as a general caring mother, she probably didn't approve of a lot of what hip hop stood for.
Yeah.
Even though I think hip hop's beautiful, you know. It put the community like on the map, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful thing. But yeah, she wasn't approving of it, and so since he felt, she's not really supporting me here, so he never mentioned it to her. You know, he never talked about it, like he never brought it up, and he just did his own thing. And so when he was becoming more famous, he probably never told her like, hey mum, I'm more famous, I'm cool and I might be getting this award. So she had no idea. And then I think when she found out he's actually up and rising, she was like, oh my god, I didn't even know this was going through him. Like, maybe I don't think she felt guilty. Maybe she felt a bit guilty that she didn't support him enough.
I think she was just surprised as well.
She was probably proud, to find like, I didn't even give him support, but he was still like growing so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so she started crying, because like this is her son, and she feels satisfied because her son is moving along in the world. Yeah. And yeah, he says like, he didn't mean to make her cry. It's just she didn't care for what he was doing, so he didn't feel the need to mention it. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's why it's sweet, because she finally found out, and he feels like, oh, like, my mum's actually proud of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm.
This next line, yep, and sorry for saying the N word, but I'm just quoting the lyrics. I must start killing niggers. How you get that trife?
I'm not sure what trife means.
I can't remember.
Is that like, I think trifling?
Maybe.
What's trifling?
Trifling. I think trifling is like when something's just not going well, isn't it? Isn't that what trifling? I think when he says how you get that trife, I think he's saying, I don't know who he's talking to directly, but I think he's saying how you get that trife. It's like, why are you still like in such a bad position, or why are you so in such a poor position? Like, it's kind of like saying, why are you still a loser? For example, me and this group of people, we joined a gym. And then we're going there every day, and then we see one of the people that started with us at the same time, and they're still not strong. They're still not stronger. They're still not faster. They're still not in good shape, and they're just not good anywhere. I might go to them like, why? How'd you get that trife, man? We've been doing the same thing, Shouldn't you be progressing as well? I think that's what it means.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know why he says he's gonna start killing people.
Yeah.
I think that's just a bit of like rap bravado, because when you're in the rap, you gotta be tough, you gotta be strong. And I think when you say you're gonna start killing people, you just want to show like, I'm strong and I'm dominant. He might not even be talking about killing as in like putting people to death.
Yeah.
He could be talking about killing as in, I'm going to be killing it, means he's going to succeed over others. He's going to dominate a particular area of whatever it is, like career or sport or anything. He's going to dominate it and leave everyone behind because he's going to grow so fast. That's what it's killing, because, sometimes they say, I'm killing the rap game. It means like I'm doing very well in my hip hop career that I'm leaving others behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that maybe he's also referring to the haters? Like, why did you get so hateful?
Yeah, that could be it. It could...
Yeah. Because of his success?
Yeah. It could have been during the time where he was up and coming. There could be a lot of other people that were up coming as well. Mm. And he just looks at the way he progressed, and he's looking at the way other people progress, and he's like, damn, I'm already in this position. Why are you still down there?
Yeah.
So he's probably just saying, I'm just going to dominate this. There's nothing I can do about anyone else. Mm. That's why he's gonna start killing it. Not literally kill someone. Mm. Yeah. I attended Harlem picnics where you risked your life. I think Harlem picnics were like local occasions or gatherings for like all the locals of your area to come and just have a day out, maybe probably during the summertime, during the good weather. It's like a fair or a, what are they called, fete? What are they called, the fete?
Yeah, fetes or festivals.
Yeah, like a fete or a festival or a fair, just something like a big local community thing. I think that's what the Harlem picnics were. Where you risked your life. ASAP Ferg, he talks about how he used to go to these picnics or I'll call them festivals because I living in Southeast Australia, I relate to these picnics like the festivals that we have, during the summertime, where a lot of the locals can come around, buy some food, go on some rides, socialize with people. ASAP Ferg talks about going to the picnics, and it was a cool place to go hang out because there's lots of people there, and that's where the ladies were. So it's where you go to, hang out with the ladies. But at the same time, at these places, there's a bad crowd there, and you kind of risk your life going there because this bad crowd could endanger you. They could start doing violent. They could start promoting violent activity there. So and he talks about how he knew it was dangerous to go there because there was some dangerous people there. But this is where the girls are, like you gotta meet up with the girls. Yeah,
so you can't not go.
Yeah, you gotta be in the scene to be good with the girls,
Yeah.
Because if you weren't there, the girls might think you're a loser.
Yeah.
And I think it's also a bit of bravado as well. Like, I know bad people are there, but if I go there, I can show I'm tough, I can show the girls, like, I'm brave enough to go here.
Or you can go there to show that you're affiliated with the tough guys, which makes you look like a tough guy and makes you more attractive to the ladies.
Yeah, depending on what kind of ladies was aiming for. But either way, it's a big social event, these Harlem picnics, I guess, especially for, like, it's a local thing for him because I think he's from Harlem. And he recognized that there was a great sense of danger going to these things because there were probably some bad people. Yeah, he talks about how, sometimes these bad people would just start... I don't know, they start airing out. I think they just start getting pretty violent, and it's very dangerous for the locals. I don't know how, like, all the children and family took that, but I think it was just an accepted thing. I relate it to festivals because I can I relate it to, like, growing up and me going to the summer festivals because the same thing. It's where all the girls were, and it's where everyone used to hang out when you were young. You're young, you want to go see everyone. You go to the festivals because people are going to be there. You get to socialize, you get to make more friends and stuff. And sadly, like, we knew at the same time when me and my friends, we used to go there, like, bad people were going there, like bad people that try to start trouble. And we never really liked to go to these things, but then how else are we going to be, recognizable to the girls? Like, they got to see us out because the girls are there.
Yeah.
We got to hang out too. It's the exact same thing what ASAP Ferg was explaining, like, you got to be there at least, and, sadly, sometimes, bad things happened with, like, these bad people. They got a bit violent. I'll admit, sometimes when there was trouble stirring with the bad people, it kind of got exciting because everyone would find out, like, oh my god, like, there's a fight down there, and everyone's like, oh, fight, and then everyone would come watch the fight, and we'd be like, ooh, it'd be really fun. But at the same time, it's bad because if you were the one who was involved in the fight, like, that's a bad thing, like, it's dangerous. You could break your, break bones, or, like, you could, like, lose your teeth.
You
like,
could get seriously hurt.
Yeah, you could get killed. I don't think people get killed at any of these things, but it's possible. But yeah, I think I know I relate to what he talks about with the Harlem picnics with the summer festivals. Come on, you used to go to them too. Remember? Yeah. I don't know if I ever saw you there, but maybe if I did, I could have had my chance. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, that was like a very long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah. Uncle used to skim work selling nicks at night. What's skim? Skim work?
So I thought that just meant, when you skim through paper, you're just looking through. So I think it's just denoting that he's making money on the side, looking, just like a side job sort of thing, making extra money on the side. He's just
skim
looking,
work?
Yeah, like looking for work, like to make money. And the extra work that he's doing is selling nicks at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking like skim milk or something.
No, like skim work, like
he was going light,
looking to see who's gonna buy.
Oh, I thought it was like used to skim work, like he skim milk is like light milk. Like he used to go light on work because he would be selling nicks at night. Like maybe he's going light on his day job because at night time he was making money anyway. I don't know,
Maybe.
but it what you explained does make sense. Like he used to be looking for work elsewhere. That makes sense to you. From what I know, or from what we found out, nicks are nickel bags, and that's a nickname for a quantity of drugs that you can buy for $5. Not a nickel, because a nickel is I think it's 5 American cents. Yeah, I think in America, in the US, it's 5 cents, but they use that as like code word for $5. 5 cents, $5. Yeah, so I think it's just a $5 hit of some drugs. I think marijuana. I'm not sure. Because that's pretty cheap, like a $5 bag of cocaine. Like, wow, I heard cocaine's like thousands of dollars a bag, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. But you can get it for $5. Like, wow, that's cheap. But yeah, I think his uncle, he's talking about how his uncle used to sell drugs. And then the next line is, I was only 8 years old watching Nick at night. Selling Nicks at night, watching Nick at night, it's cool rhyme, cool wordplay.
Yeah.
I think Nick at Night was a TV show. I'm not sure.
Is that Nick Cannon?
I don't know.
Because I think like Nick at Night is a show for young people.
Well, he was 8 years old when he watched this.
Yeah,
so
All in all, I think he's just referencing that this was a long time ago, these are memories from his past and from his childhood.
Yeah, so I think he used to be aware that his uncle used to sell drugs, even when he was 8 years old, it's a pretty confronting thing to know for a child. It does make you mature when you understand those kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to note that he was aware of all these things growing up.
Yeah.
Uncle Psycho was in the bathroom bugging.
Does bugging mean I took it to mean he's either attempting suicide or bugging as in he's high off his face off of something.
I think bugging is when you're just not in a normal state.
Yeah.
I think it means when you're like you're unstable at the moment. Yeah. And that could mean you could get into a state of like violence, or you could. He just wasn't. He wasn't in a healthy state.
Yeah.
So he probably when he was young, he knew that his uncle was in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Not in a healthy state. Like he wasn't.
Like he was irate or something.
Yeah,
or
he could have been suffering from withdrawal from drugs, or he could be so upset that he doesn't have money. Like he's just not in a stable state. And the next line goes, knife to his guts, hope daddy don't cut him. So as stated through the Rap Genius interview, we're not sure if his uncle was attempting to commit suicide. It also sounds like his dad might be about to cut his guts open.
Yeah.
Or it could be that the uncle is in the bathroom, he's unstable, and he's about to kill himself, and his dad's trying to stop his uncle from cutting his gut open.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a bit ambiguous what's exactly happening in these lines, but I think what we can gather is that he was a young child. He was a child. He was 8 years old, and he was watching his uncle, his family, his dad go through these things.
Yeah.
And it pretty much like it was a very big experience for him. Like it probably made him an adult a lot earlier than other people.
Yeah, and just the sheer fact that he mentions it in this song.
Yeah. You could see his innocence because his hope daddy don't cut him. He doesn't want anything bad to happen.
Yeah.
He loves his uncle. I think he made another song about Uncle Psycho. I think it was called
it's just called Uncle, I think.
Uncle? Yeah. And Ferg talks about how in the interview he talks about how, he kind of like used to look up to his uncle because his uncle was always like going out and like, he was tough. I think he knew his uncle was selling drugs, like doing this, doing that. He used to look up to his uncle because like his uncle looked tough, was brave. You know, it was like someone as a child. You know, you look up to the person who does outrageous things. Yeah, and so he must have been an important figure in his life, and to hope that his dad doesn't cut him, whether that be to save suicide or not.
Yep.
I think that's a big thing. Suicidal thoughts brought to me with no advisory. I think suicidal thoughts, I think it was quoted in Rap Genius is the rap song by Notorious B.I.G. And brought to me with no advisory. So he's probably still referring to when he was a child, and that he was listening to songs with explicit content.
Yeah, with dark content.
Yeah, dark, and with swear words, but also dark ideas like suicide, and not being happy and depressed, not being happy with the world. Because as a child, we want children to see the world as like a good place to be in.
Yeah.
It's good to live. It's good to be alive. Like you want to bring hope within a child.
Yeah.
And to have a song about suicidal thoughts, I think that's not giving the right message to children.
Yeah.
It's kind of showing children, maybe it's not a good idea to be alive in the world.
Yeah, it kind of gives them this idea that like when you grow up, there's just hopelessness.
Yeah.
And for young people, for children, you do want them to stay innocent and stay pure for a while. Just to save them, because we as adults we probably remember what it was like to be young and innocent and a little bit ignorant. Like it was blissful.
Well, yeah, like you're saying, a song like this brought to him with no advisory, it means he was exposed to such ideas.
Yeah.
And
with no guidance. So no advisory meant that no one was there to guide and advise him and kind of show him through these lyrics and explain to him
I think
why this happened.
I think it was trying to say, what he was trying to say is he got the explicit version of the song, because there might have been a radio edit of the song where it's a bit more censored, it's toned down a bit, but I think he got the full explicit version where he pretty much got to listen to every single part of it. And he probably mentioned it in the song because he's mentioning that he experienced this song as a child. So this could be his way to show that he was maturing at a very early age. He was dealing with some very mature content and ideas.
Yeah, he was exposed
and
to
life experiences as a child. So he
like
probably
this was
grew
his
up
environment.
Yeah. Which I don't think is a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. It's hard to say because a lot of people want children to stay innocent, and and when I say innocent, it's another person's idea of innocence, because one man's idea of what is innocence is different to another's, or what one culture thinks is innocent is different to what another culture might think is innocent, and the details of what makes innocent, what doesn't, it's all different. But I don't know, I feel like it's not a good thing, but it's also a good thing that children learn these things while they're young, because they can, it gives them the power to make better decisions at a younger age. I think there's like a lot of research showing that people aren't completely mature and their mind isn't 100% until a much older age as an adult. But still, early lessons I reckon are valuable. Some people will always be like, oh, there's a time and place where they can learn that, blah blah blah, maybe when they're older. But when is that? When are people supposed to know that?
I think the thing is control. Like you try to control when children are exposed to these things, but stuff happens and kids end up seeing things with beyond your control. I think it's I think to some degree it's okay for children to be exposed to or have access to explicit content in media.
I think so too.
Yeah, but for me, I would prefer that, like, if possible, an adult kind of guide and explain to these children why it is that these things exist, because, like, children, like, their brains aren't fully developed, so there is the worry that they don't have the capability yet to rationalize or come up with the ability to, you know, reason and to understand these things.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean by a child's brain is not fully developed? What does that mean?
Meaning I think it's the frontal lobe that's like it's like physically not fully developed yet until a certain age.
But what do you mean fully developed? Like, what does that mean? What does that entail?
As in all the neurons aren't developed, like it's not there. So I should know this, but I don't, because my major is psychophysiology. But some, like, at a specific age, like when you're really young, I think when you're a toddler, you don't understand this concept called I think it's called object permanency or object permanence. So, like, for example, this microphone, right? Like, say you're the toddler and you see this microphone, it's there, it's in front of you, it exists. And then once I get to put a blanket over it and you can't see the microphone anymore, the toddler thinks that it's just disappeared off the face of the earth. They don't understand that the object is still there even though you can't see it. So that's what I mean by children's brains aren't fully developed.
But see, this is the thing. Like, we can say a child's brain is not fully developed, but I feel like one major factor because of why a child's brain won't be fully developed is because of the experiences. For example, if, like, let's say I'm a child, I see this microphone, you put a blanket over it, I don't think the microphone exists.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, you pull the blanket off, I see the microphone again, and then I see you put the blanket on. The fact that I experienced seeing you put the blanket over, the microphone disappearing, you making the microphone reappear, and then you making it disappear again, that's experiences. And I'm like, wait, did she just do something to make the microphone not exist anymore? And with that experience, that's when I learned, the microphone was always here. You know, it didn't disappear, and I needed that experience to make my rational mind learn, like, that's how things work.
Yeah.
You know, I've just learned how to cover things.
But I think that comes down, like, that's quite possibly true.
I think the experiences help with helping a child's mind develop.
Yeah, I think that comes more down to cognition, right? But if the hardware isn't there, then you can't learn that yet. So that's what I'm saying with children. Like, the hardware is not there yet.
Do you think a child can't learn?
No, they can, but that's why they, like, you know, in psychological studies and physiology and stuff, and anatomy and physiology, that's why a child's development comes in stages, because, you know, at X and X months and years.
Though? What's that age?
That's why I'm saying I should know this, but I don't.
Because we're talking about an 8-year-old exposed to explicit content.
Yeah. But at 8 years old, I
think at 8 years old, you are more than capable enough to learn a lot of things in life.
Yeah.
You know, you won't have enough life experience to put it all together, but it can still teach a lot to a child. You know?
I think, like, it'll be, like, what they experience in their environment, they'll learn to adapt and survive that environment.
Through experience.
Through experience. And then that experience becomes a memory, but I think later on, when they become an adult and then they recall those memories, that's when the understanding happens.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. That's how we come to any understanding.
Yeah.
You know? It's through our experiences or through things we learn.
Yeah, but at that present moment, when they are experiencing that thing, I don't think that they understand what's going on.
Well, if someone hasn't experienced a lot of things in life, and then all of a sudden they experience in a particular instance, they're not going to make sense of it until they get the other life experiences to put that thing together.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's not fair to say, oh, a child's mind isn't fully developed, so we shouldn't expose them to anything.
No, I don't think that's accurate either.
Because I don't know. I feel like that's not fair to say to a child, because you know there's probably a lot of cases where children have gone through all these life experiences, and they're only like 5 years old, and then they're more than capable to understand some lyrics in a song. For example, like he could have been like 5 years old when his uncle was going through this stuff, and then he hears a song about it. You know, he's making sense of what these lyrics mean. Is it wrong to hide this song from him? You know, like, I don't think it's fair to say like, oh, children shouldn't be exposed to this because their minds aren't fully developed. Like, their minds will never be fully developed because they're still trying to get their time on Earth like to progress. You know, they're still trying to learn things, but that doesn't mean you can't expose them to it.
Yeah.
I think when we talk about a human's mind being fully developed, I think we're saying when they are statistically optimized to be able to handle a new experience and a new situation. You know, it's when they're optimized. It doesn't mean they shouldn't go through it. It's just, you know, when it...
But if it happens, it happens.
It might statistically work out better for them.
Yeah.
Like, is it bad to teach a child how to ride a bike as a child? Or should we wait till their muscles, their body and their brain are more fully developed, and then we'll teach them how to ride a bike? I know like hundreds of children that learn how to ride a bike when, you know, they were little kids. And was that a problem? Like, their mind wasn't fully developed, but they picked it up. Swimming, you know, we teach children how to swim while they're young, so that, you know, when they're older, it's not something to worry about.
Yeah.
We could be exposing children to some pretty dark ideas and notions early, so that when they ever do face it in life, they have like a better understanding of, like, you know, what's really going on. They could probably look outside the box, like, wait, I remember this when I was 8 years old. I shouldn't go and start trying to relieve my stresses doing bad, malicious things. I should be more mature about it, because I learned this young. It gets into a tricky part here.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because like, you know, they're in academia. Like, a lot of research shows that statistically, if you came from a home that was wrought with domestic violence, or, you know, you witnessed your father beating your mother all the time, as a boy growing up into a man, you know, there's the chance that you will think that that's normal. You beat women, or if you're a little girl witnessing that, she will grow up to think that it's okay to be beaten by a man, because that's just the way it is. Yeah,
the people showing her life made it justifiable. You know, like, oh, if they did it and they showed me how to live life, then it must be okay.
Yeah, and I completely understand that's why people don't want to expose their children to these things, because they don't want the children to think that, you know, this antisocial or maladaptive behavior is normal. You know, just on the off chance that it is.
But it's that's the thing. Like, it's not. There's a chance that they might become comfortable with this certain idea, and they might think it's normal. But there's always, like, people, how do I say this? There was always going to be other people out there to show another that, yo, this isn't right.
Yeah.
Even though this happens, it's not the right thing.
Yeah.
You know, because for example, children growing up, they should always be exposed to different kinds of people and different adults, because everyone should be teaching the younger generations everything they know, you know. And if two people's philosophies conflict, the child, it sucks that they'll be troubled by it, but they should be troubled by it, because the child can ultimately think about it and decide, all right, I don't agree with what this person did, but I don't agree what this person did. But you know, they sort it out, and you know, they become more mature because like they've got better perspectives rather than just learning life from one particular person or for like just from your parents alone. Like your parents, for like no offense to a lot of people out there, but you could have grew up. And your parents could have been like the most incorrect, like politically incorrect, like socially incorrect people ever. But they're the people you grew up with, you know? And it's not fair for you that you had to be locked down and only learn life from them. You know, you could have learned life from other people as well.
Yeah.
That's why school at a young age is it's a beautiful thing. You know, like a lot of people are exposed to different people, different cultures. Well, at least for where I grew up, like in Australia. So many different so many different cultures, people.
Yeah.
You know, I got to learn a lot of different things, and you know, be exposed to a lot of conflicting ideas.
Yeah,
which is cool.
I remember at my old job, I didn't listen to the whole conversation because the mother and son were walking off. But I remember there was a man outside in the shopping centre, just like, you know, in the walkway, and he was screaming something at someone. Like, he was, you know, quite obviously unhappy and angry about something. And this woman and her child were in our shop, and they were on their way out, and they witnessed it. And because it was so close to where our shop was, the little kid was like very obviously frightened. And a little bit teary, and then when it was over and the man like stormed off, I remember the mum saying to the kid like, "Are you okay?" And the kid was like, kind of, you know, doing a really slight nod, but you could tell this kid's unsure like at what he witnessed. And then the mum was explaining to him, she was saying something like that. Don't worry about that man. That man was just probably very angry at something, and that's why he was yelling. Like, do you understand that? And then, like, that's all I heard, and she was walking off with the kid. But I think that's what Ferg probably means with brought to me with no advisory. He didn't have that there to like go through, you know, hearing the suicidal thoughts. Yeah, I think this is just what it reminded me of.
Do you think children need that advisory whenever being exposed to that kind of thing?
Sometimes. I think like, you know, given time.
Yeah, people will learn.
They'll figure it out. But it's just nice to have someone there with you.
It's definitely a head start.
Yeah, it's, you know, like
learning.
Yeah, like this happened, but you're okay. And I'm telling you, this is why this happened, just in case, you know, it's causing you a lot of distress trying to figure out what happened.
Even though this is a bit like off the point, but do you think the child was reacting and scared the way? Is it he or she?
The person that was yelling?
No, the child.
A child was a he.
So do you think the child was scared and, you know, frightened the way he was, partially because of the way his parent reacted to the situation?
No, the woman looked completely calm. Like,
oh no, because okay, of course, you know, whether it's a child or a human being, when you see someone else in rage, you recognize that. That's very easy to recognize. You know, a sense of violence or like imminent violence, or like, you know, someone's angry and destructive, and if someone's in a rage as well, it's easy to recognize that this person is suffering and they're not good inside. And, you know, no one wants to see anyone suffer, whether they're being violent out to the world or anything. You can kind of see someone is suffering inside. So a child probably recognized that. But do you think another factor would have been like the way the parent reacted? Because maybe when she saw the mum, was it the mum? The mum saw that, she stopped and she got frightened, and you know, she backed away with the child. If I'm a child and I'm with my parent, they're taking me, and all of a sudden they're scared of something, that teaches me, shit, I should be scared of something too. I gotta look for it. Like, oh, that guy's angry. Oh my god, I should be scared.
Yeah.
You know, like, because if my parent is scared while I'm learning about life,
yeah,
I'm gonna be scared of it too.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's cool that the parent backed up and tried to sort it out in the child's mind. Like, hey,
in that moment though, because they were already on their way out and the man was kind of like on the side, but she didn't look shocked or frightened at all. She just kind of looked at it and kind of went, oh, this happens, and was walking out with the kid like nothing was wrong. But then when she looked at the kid looked upset, and then that's why she thought, or maybe I should just ask him, like, are you okay? Yeah, because it's your son.
Yeah.
You're a bit worried. Yeah, but she did not look... Like, she acknowledged that this man was yelling, but she proceeded to exit the shop like nothing happened, like, you know, or like these things happen. Yeah, but because her kid was upset, that's why she was prompted to ask, like, are you okay?
I was just bringing up the whole, the child learning how to react to a situation of the parent, because, like, I feel like that's one way people grow up, and they learn from people. They see how they're reacting.
Yeah.
I forgot if there was a study on it or not, but
there have been a number of...
When people watch horror films, people get more scared during horror films because of what they've learnt from other people watching a horror film.
Yeah,
you know,
like...
the cues in a horror film, like that eerie music building up and all of a sudden, boom!
Yeah.
And you get scared of that. I think children experiencing grown-ups going through that, it makes them feel the same way when they see a horror film. I think it's like that, you know?
Yeah, this is social psychology. Like, this touches on conformity. Yeah. I forgot what the term for it was, but you look at everyone around you and you gauge how they react so that you can react a similar sort of way, so that you know how to react yourself and how to feel about something. It's like, you know, like a child seeing their mother freak out at seeing a spider, and the mother will do that every time she sees a spider. When that kid grows up, he will have a fear of spiders because he's always seen his mother react that way, or other people react that way to spiders. Yeah.
It's interesting how you bring up the spiders. Is there an innate... I think there's an innate gene within us as well that makes us just scared.
Some of them are hairy. It's like...
yeah, but why are you scared of that hairiness? But I think that's... it might be like an innate thing within our genes, like, to make us scared of spiders. Like when we see a snake, you know, like a lot of people, they just can't stand seeing a snake because I think within them there's something that makes them feel like, oh, I'm in danger if I see a long coiled reptilian in my presence. Have you seen that video of the cats? And then, like, when they see...
The cucumber.
Yeah, and then when they see a cucumber, they're like, whoa! Yeah, like, well, why are they reacting to a cucumber? Because I think there's something within them that they recognize, like, oh, that could be a snake. Whoa, let's back the hell up, man.
Or
this
like,
cucumber bites me.
It's got no limbs, got no arms, no legs, no tail.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
What creature is that?
It's funny, but at the same time, it's a cool survival mechanism. Because, you know, a lot of snakes out there, they're poisonous.
Yeah.
We live in Australia, and I think we have... majority of the world's most poisonous snakes up in Australia.
Yeah, they live here with us.
Yeah, luckily we live in the city, and I think the poisonous snakes, they'll be too scared to come to the city because there's too many humans. But still, they're out there, the most poisonous snakes. So, like, I need that kind of survival mechanism in me, just in case I'm walking out in the bush and there's a snake there. Like, I want to hope that I react like, oh, whoa, there's a snake. I don't know if I'm scared of snakes or not.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I went on camp for high school and stuff, and we were walking past a snake or something, I think everyone's like, whoa, 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 and everyone's freaking out. And then I was just walking, I was like, whoa, what's wrong? And the teacher's like, oh, there's a snake there, hold on. And I was like, oh. I was kind of like, cool, snake. But, I don't know, like, should I have been more like, whoa, hold the hell on kind of thing? I think it's because... I think in that experience, I was alright because in my mind, I was like, alright, I'm on a school trip. It must be safe, right? Like, why would the school put me in a dangerous situation? So I think I didn't think too much about it. But maybe I should have been more like, oh my god, there was a snake. I could have got bitten by this thing. I didn't even know it was poisonous or not.
I think it's like similar, like this is the reverse of how, you know how there are some... there are flowers that just seem really attractive to butterflies and bees, and bees are attracted to the pollen and the scent. But you know how some some flowers look really attractive to butterflies, and they don't know why they're attracted to it. They're just attracted to it, and they just go towards it. Or the way insects are attracted to light, or the way some moths look, and their wings look like the eyes of some of an animal.
I always thought that looked
and then
cool.
and it wards off predators. Because it's intimidating when you see a pair of eyes just watching you. Yeah.
I was gonna say there are other things like a lot of humans don't understand why, but they are attracted to certain things. I was gonna say, look, men are attracted. We're attracted to breasts because that is a sign for a man. Like, hey, this lady can feed my children.
Yeah.
If I impregnate her.
Yeah.
She has more than enough supply to feed my children.
Yeah.
And that's just the thing. We're not trying to be pervs or anything. It sucks. Like, I've been in situations where I'm sitting around with people, we're talking and stuff, and then I don't know, my eyes just slip, and then I look, and then I just notice, oh, she's got, like, I can see her boobs. I'm not trying to look at her boobs. It just happened to be there because sadly, like, in modern times, women wear pretty revealing clothes, like, it's not my fault I looked at her. And I think when she saw me looking at her and I went back to her, she looked upset. Like, did you just look at my boobs? She didn't say anything about it, but she looked upset that I looked. And, like, don't get upset at me. Like, first of all, you're the one who's revealing such indecent, well, not indecent, but like you're revealing that to me. And second of all, like, it's my nature. There's nothing I can do. Like, I'm a man, and
you've been wired to
it's my instinct to survive, and one of my instincts is to procreate. And when I see a good potential nurturer of my children, like, I didn't consciously think, look at her boobs, boom, and I looked at it. It's just my subconscious just happened to notice.
Yeah.
And then, like, my conscious mind was like, hey, wait, don't look, she might get angry. Oh no, she's angry. I always remember that, and I was upset. I was like, why is she so angry at me? I never brought it up, and I think she forgot about it.
Yeah.
Because she was wearing pretty revealing stuff. But there's just some things that we can't help.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've gone way off topic.
Yeah. All right, get back on track.
Yeah, the main thing I wanted to, like, talk about with this was just what children should be exposed to, and, like, is the argument of a child's mind not developed enough? Like, is that good enough? I feel it's not that good, because there's always, like, certain little details and context that can change it up for anyone. Different people grow up differently, but whatever. So we're still talking about, I think he's still talking about the uncle here.
Yeah.
But the next lines go, he was pitching dummy.
Yep.
Selling fiends mad ivory. When I think of pitching, he wasn't literally throwing something. I think, like, a business pitch. It's like you're trying to get someone's attention in something.
Trying to get a deal.
Yeah, and dummy must be
Duds.
Yeah. I thought dummy was he was pitching a deal towards dumb people. But dummy means a dud, a fake.
Dud,
okay, yeah.
Fake.
So he was giving fake products, selling to fiends, mad ivory. So fiends, I think a fiend. A fiend.
Addicts and junkies.
A fiend is technically someone who is addicted to a certain product or a certain something. And we call it fiend because their addiction or their enthusiasm towards something kind of takes over their goodness. Because, like, they get a bit more impatient. They might, I don't know, if they're driving, they might, like, cross a red light just so they can get more of what they want. Like that. It takes them away from their good behavior.
Yeah.
I think they say fiends because I know a fiend as an evil creature or like a monster, and I think people so obsessed or enthusiastic about things or ideas or products. I think when they get to that level of addiction, they do kind of turn into evil, monstrous creatures, like demons.
Yeah.
You know, just to get the next fix of whatever it is they're after. So he was selling fiends, like, you know, the drug addicts.
Yeah, because colloquially, when you say you're fiending for something, it means you're craving for something.
Yeah, I'm fiending.
Yeah,
I think
it's beyond your control. Like you've got no self-control over it.
I'm turning into a demon and I'm going to get what I want.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah. So he's talking about selling drug addicts fake drugs because sadly, you know, with drugs, the sad chemical reactions and the psychological things that happen in your mind, you get addicted very easily.
Yeah.
You know? Like because I know with a lot of drugs, they express high levels of good neurotransmitters in your brain. So pretty much drugs, they release chemicals within you that make you feel good, and they release a lot of it. And then why wouldn't you want to feel good like that again if all you had to do was consume something or, you know, consume something? And sadly, that takes over your psychology. But also, it brings the instability with the chemicals within you. Because, like, if your body has experienced this many good chemicals, why would your body want to stay at a lower amount of life? Why would your body want to stay in life with a lower amount of chemicals when you can be like that again? Because that's when the addiction starts to grow, because you want to get back to that level. Your body felt good, it wants to live with that level of goodness. Sadly you'll become a fiend. And that's the problem with drugs. You know, that's why, you know, children are advised to stay away from drugs, because there's a new level of control that is very hard to defeat. You need a lot of psychological strength to defeat the chemical imbalances that will start to progress within your body, or pretty much degenerate within your body. Depends on how you want to look at it. Selling Mad Ivory. I think they used ivory soap to cut drugs to make it look like crack.
Yeah, because we looked it up and we found out that Ivory was just a brand of soap, and then we watched this experiment on YouTube where you put the bar of Ivory soap into a microwave, you heat it up, and then it kind of just expands and blows up. And then I watched this person take it out of the microwave, and when she picked it up, it crumbled. And so, I don't know how to make crack cocaine or anything. This is what I'm assuming.
Yeah, or how to make the duds, like fake.
Yeah, or the
stuff.
duds. Because when I saw that she picked it up and it kind of crumbled in her fingers, I thought, oh, okay, that's what they're using to cut the product, and it doesn't have the same effects as like the pure drug that it's supposed to be. But you have more product because it's not all real, but you can sell more and make more money.
Yeah, for people that don't understand what cutting drugs is, it's pretty much giving you more quantity of a certain product. You're getting more quantity of a certain product, but you're not keeping the concentration of the product the same. Sorry guys, our recording equipment just ran out of battery, so we had to take a brief intermission. But so I was going to explain cutting drugs. Like, for those who don't understand what cutting drugs means, or like when people say like, oh, you know, I cut, like my drugs was cut with this and is with this. When you cut drugs, it's a cooler way of talking about diluting the active ingredient. You know, for example, if you got cocaine, it's usually at its best when it's 100% pure and not diluted with other things. And sadly, people dilute drugs with like lots of crazy things. I've heard people diluting it with what is it, like gym supplement products or something. Oh, I don't know about but like I've heard gym supplement products like creatine get used. I think baking goods get used. I don't know. I've heard like lots of crazy things, and it's kind of cool. Like, you know, you get a few flavors with your drugs. But either way, it's not its complete purity because it's diluted. You know, when you dilute something, the benefit of diluting something is you get more of the product. It's the concentration of it is lower, so it's no longer 100%. It's like 80%, 70%, 50%. I think sometimes it could be like 10%, and some people still, you know, they're still able to sell it. Like, they're able to still pitch dummies, you know. But it's diluting the product so you get more. So instead of having just like a handful, which is like the 100%, now you have 5 handfuls, and all it costed was that handful. You can make 5 handfuls worth of money. So, I don't know, it's just like, you know, business tricks and stuff. And I don't know, it keeps everyone happy because, like, you know, if I had a drug house full of all these druggies and they all want to hit, you know, I might as well dilute it for all of them, so everyone's happy. I don't know, that's bad advice, sorry.
Yeah. Should really be preaching this stuff.
Yeah, there's just ideas, you know. I'm not involved in all of this, but it's, you know, everyone knows the whole cutting, especially with cocaine, you know, because like in movies they always talk about, you know, the characters, they're always happy when they always get, you know, that 100% pure Colombian cocaine. You know, they love that. I don't know. I think there's some TV shows with that. Like, what's that show with that Mexican drug lord? Narcos? Yeah. Like, yeah. Did I have that? I don't know. I remember an old Johnny Depp film had, you know, that 100% Colombian.
Or Blow, the movie.
Yeah, I've never seen it too, sadly. I haven't seen a lot of films, sadly.
Oh, I've seen Blow. It's a good movie.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's
I've heard. So. But yeah. Yeah. So, should we move on?
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so the next lines are, Grandma had the arthritis in her hands, bad. I might as well say the next line. She was popping pills like rappers in society. It's funny, you know, when this guy, he compares, when he sees other hip-hop artists, you know, when they're taking drugs or popping pills, like he thinks of it like his grandma. Like, this is he says she had arthritis bad. That means she must have been suffering a lot, and she probably needed a lot of medication, you know, to treat her symptoms. And then if he can compare other hip-hop artists who I think aren't suffering, you know, and they aren't using these pills medicinally, like, he's like, whoa, he's probably talking the extremities of what other hip-hop artists do. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's by comparing how similar his grandma's pill popping habit was to the way rappers in society pop pills. He's probably trying to portray how frequent it is, or how frequent the use of popping pills is.
Did you reckon it was a habit with his grandma? Because if she had arthritis, you know...
Because if she had arthritis bad, it means that, like, yeah, she was suffering a lot, which means that you take medicine or meds to relieve your pain.
Would we call it a habit?
And it would be, I don't know. I don't know, it might be for her. I don't know his grandma, but...
Because, you know, there's always that connotation when you say, oh, someone has a habit. Kind of thing. Well, nowadays, when you think of it,
yeah. I don't know if she had a habit. It doesn't.
Well, he says she had arthritis. You know, she's probably just suffering. You know.
Yeah, just suffering, and then.
And since it's his grandma, she's probably of old age. You know, probably really feeling the pains nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just sadly, you know, people when they get to that retirement age, you know, their bodies start slowly giving up, and then they start getting a bit more weaker. They start getting more ailments and sicknesses like arthritis. That's a very common one.
Yeah.
At least I think it's common. Like I know a lot of of our elderly, and just generations older than me, like they're suffering from arthritis.
Yeah.
You don't know anyone?
Yeah, like my mum has arthritis in her elbow.
Yeah.
She always tells me about it.
I think my mom has arthritis like in her arms as well. I'm not sure. I think part of it is from being overworked. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Because I don't want to just believe like, oh, you're old, so you're probably going to get arthritis. There is the, how do I say this? Increased likeliness as you age.
Because of overuse and whatnot.
And it's just overall health, your body is not keeping itself as strong. And I think when you get older, you just don't keep your body as strong as you could as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's, there's only so much time on Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the part where it says popping pills like rappers in society reminds me of this kind of point or issue that was raised about society's pill popping culture, how people tend to reach for medicines, which normally come in the form of a pill to just relieve and cure and fix everything in an instant. For example, if you have a cold or a flu, you pop a pill. You have a headache, you pop a pill. Something hurts somewhere, you pop a pill for it. Or you're you're deficient in some sort of vitamin or nutrient, you just pop a pill for it.
Yeah, for the convenience.
Yeah.
Which isn't always the best way. I'd say that with like vitamins and supplements. I'm not sure if that's the most effective way for a person to be getting the daily essential vitamins and minerals. Because the best way to get it is just like eating food, Your body recognizes food. When you eat food, your body recognizes that. I don't think your body recognizes a pill, like some sort of foreign object that wasn't out there in nature beforehand. I don't know, maybe in like a few thousand years our body will recognize it, all the pills. But I don't know, they always change up the formula all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if our consumption and metabolism of what we're trying to take in these convenient pills is really working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the worry here is or why people think it's an issue is because of the habit that might form around popping pills so often.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I feel, and it's not only the popping pills. It's like with the convenience. When people they're getting so used to, oh, I'm sick, I'll take this.
It's the habit that forms around the action of
just
taking
like that convenience. I
Yeah.
think it kind of makes us as people a little bit weaker.
Yeah.
It's an advantage of humankind that we have technology to make convenience, but I feel if we rely on it too much, we lose our true strength.
Yeah.
And like that's the strength of our minds being able to go through different systems and processes to achieve something.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's one of the things that make humans like more superior to other orders of species out on Earth.
Yeah.
And when we get too lazy with one of our advantages over the other species out there, we're going to lose our strength, one of our main strengths.
Yeah.
And I feel it brings that dependency as well on the convenience.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like there's going to be a lot of moments in life where you're not going to have those conveniences or those things that you depend on, and you better hope like to hell that you're strong enough to do whatever it is that you need to do. Like if you're sick, like you got to be willing to rest and take a lot of time off. I think that's it. I think that's a lot of things with the convenience of pills as well. It's work. That's the whole reason why there's these fast medicines, or these medicines that are supposed to treat you fast. It's because of work. Your employer doesn't want you sitting at home doing nothing. They're paying you money. They want you in the workplace doing what you're supposed to do. And sadly, with the when you're sick, especially when you have a cold, the way you're supposed to treat a cold is you just rest up. You know, you stay healthy, you eat enough, you drink enough water, and you stay healthy. You don't take a pill for a cold. It doesn't work that way. I remember in an old science class I had, I think it was a biology class or something. I think the teacher and my classmates they're all having a laugh because they were talking about how they were talking about treating colds and how people, they go to the doctors and they ask the doctor, I've got a cold, like I need to get treated right away, can you give me something? And the doctor just kind of gives them something.
Yeah, it's because that was another point or issue that was raised in the literature about the fact that doctors feel pressured to please their patients, and so they just, the patient's there and they just want something, and so the doctor just administers them with what are they called again?
With antibiotics?
Yeah, with antibiotics, yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have a bacterial infection usually, especially when you just have a cold.
Yeah.
So these antimicrobials or antibacterial pills, they're not really...
They're not treating anything. They're just masking the problem that you have.
Yeah, they're not helping with the cold. They might be helping with other things that you may not be suffering from, but not exactly the cold. Or they might actually be giving the bacteria in your body like greater immunity against these antimicrobials or antibiotics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, just going back to how you were saying work is one of the reasons why pills are taken, like just for the convenience sake, and the workforce wants you to get well really soon, so you need a really quick fix.
It's just convenience in general. It's not just work. It's just the overall convenience. It's not only pills, but I mean, like, it's just in everything, Like, you better get to work quickly. You better be fed quickly. Your lunch break's only going to be half an hour. You better, have your break in half an hour. Is that how long lunch breaks are? Half an hour? Or is it an hour?
Depends on how long you work.
Yeah. But do you feel those hours that you're given are fair? Because
what do you mean? Like,
because to someone, like, giving money to another person, like, it seems fair to them. But like, as a human, like, resting, working. Yeah.
What I was going to say was, I mean, fair enough if having the relief administered in the form of a pill, if that's the best way to administer something, then fair enough. But ideally, if you have a cold, I think you generally just need to rest up, stay warm, and get your nutrients up with good food.
Yeah,
and I think you should be right. Yeah. And I think you should be right. I mean, if your cold gets like really bad and you cannot overcome it, even after you've rested and you try to get your nutrients up and everything, then I think it's time to go to the doctors or get some of those meds in you, because it'll just help.
Yeah, well, it all depends on what's really wrong with you.
Yeah, so again, I think it's more of the issue around the habit that forms around the action of taking a pill.
Yeah, it's the convenience, because when we think about other hip hop artists and with their consumption of drugs, I think for some of them it might be medicinal drugs, like, fair enough,
Yeah, like,
but I think for a lot of others, I think it's all recreational.
Yeah, like if you've legit got a hormonal imbalance, which makes you clinically depressed, and the only way to take care of it is to take antidepressants because you genetically cannot help producing these hormones, then that's warranted, that's fair enough. But if it's just for recreational use, like just so you can feel good, without putting hard work into, like, you know, making fun for yourself, then I don't think that's great.
No, I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's not great because
Yeah.
you know when you want to have fun, like fun should be like quick, easy, and natural. You know, like we shouldn't have to work hard for our fun.
No, but I'm saying, but like what I mean is, yeah, it should come quickly and naturally. But I think some people they just take.
I think the
Drugs
issue
too.
is just the convenience of leisure time or like recreational time.
Yeah.
When you get too dependent on that, you forget the original ways that you can enjoy your time. You know, like having a conversation,
Yeah.
or you know, getting to know someone, or you know, engaging in an experience with someone, like, you know, or you know, competing against someone or with someone. You know,
Yeah.
like sport. You know, I love the feeling of, you know, when you play sport and you got that camaraderie, you know, you're with your teammates and you work together to do something. That's always fun, you know. And
Yeah.
no slight convenience was ever there, you know, like we had to decide to work together.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't just take a pill all together like, oh, hey, we're conveniently working together. Even though you technically can do that.
Yeah, because
but I don't think-
that can be an experience. That
Yeah,
you
but I
share
don't think that's
together.
allowed in sport, you know.
Yeah.
That could be considered doping, you know.
Yeah.
It's not doping like steroids to make you faster and stronger. It's doping of like the whole team so they're all on the same level. It's like, oh, bro, I'm smashed. Like, oh, yeah, me too. All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
That is one
yeah.
of the things of how I say this, recreational drugs. It's all about getting in the same level.
Same level, yeah.
Yeah, like chemical level. you
Yeah,
know?
so you're all experiencing something
Yeah,
together. Yeah.
Like when I have a beer, you know, when I like to have a beer with my friends, I like that. I'm having a beer, my friend's having a beer, and my other friend's having a beer. Even though, for example, I may have came from the gym, and he may have came from work, and the other one just came from hospital, and we all come together. Those differences that we had that day, they all don't matter because now we're all working at the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, we're all the same level. Yeah. But that's not the point we're trying to make here.
Yeah.
It's the whole, what was it, the pill popping, what do you call
Culture?
it? The pill popping culture. Yeah. It's something we're gonna have to accept that is gonna exist given the technology nowadays. But there's things with it I don't agree with, and it's the whole idea of the ease and convenience of everything. Like, I feel like some people, when they're too used to these quick, easy fixes, they expect everything else in life to be a quick, easy fix.
Yeah.
Like, when you just know, oh, there's something to be done, or there's something wrong, like, oh, I'm not feeling good, I'm just going to take this, and oh, I feel good. You know, but then when there's something wrong, a problem isn't just going to get fixed like that, like in a like it's quick and easy. You know, like, unless you hire people to do it. Like, if you're bloody hell, like you're bloody rich, and you know, there's milk on the floor. Oh, I'll just pay my worker to clean
it
up the
up.
milk.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because but you can't always rely on just like always other people. You know, you lose that inner strength to handle things on your own.
Yeah.
You know, that you lose that independence kind of thing when you become too dependent on these quick fixes. Because like humans originally, we're just like a regular mammalian species, and you know, we're just lucky that we made these technologies. You know, but our true strength is when we can handle everything on our own without these quick conveniences.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue because a lot of people, they want that fast life. They want to grow fast. You know, they want fast money. You know, everything quick. And then I don't know. A lot of the time, I feel like I can't keep up with these kind of people, and I don't enjoy myself with people that are too fast. Because while they're all the way down the road, like, oh, come on, we gotta get somewhere, I'm still walking along and I'm just enjoying the scenery around me. You know, I'm just happy to see, like, you know, there's like beautiful people and trees and beautiful setting. Like I'm happy that, you know, I've got like some friends around me, you know, like I'm not hurrying to get somewhere. Like I remember when I was younger, sometimes me and all my friends would be hanging out, and sometimes there's a lot of us, and then there'd be some of us, we're all chilling out, you know, sitting down, we're just talking, you know, just having fun with each other. Like we're just enjoying each other's company, you know, and everything's cool. And then there would be the other few, they're like, oh, come on, hurry up, let's go. And I'm like, oh, where we're going? It's like, oh, we gotta go down to the pizza store. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll go to the pizza store. It's like, oh, come on. I'm like, well, what's the rush? You know, we're just chilling out. Like, the pizza store is like 10 minutes down the road. You know, we'll get there whenever.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to hurry up. They're like, oh, and they're getting stressed out. And I don't know, it made me feel uncomfortable. Like, it started to make me feel stressed out. Just like, oh, no. When originally we could all just been enjoying ourselves, you know, like not hurrying along, you know, just enjoying the authentic social pleasures of having people around, you know, instead of like just hurry, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know, this is like, it's kind of like one of those examples I was thinking with the convenience and like just trying to, you get too fast when you rely on convenience. Like you're kind of too fast for like real life nature. Well, I don't know, maybe you'll fit in with all your fast people. I think that's why city people work well with city people, because they're always just so quick and they're all just trying to do things like as quick as possible. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, it's, we're not only just thinking about when other artists, not only hip hop artists, like all artists, when they talk about pills, like, you know, there's always a lot of artists, and we all know about the leisurely times with substances. It's not a bad thing, you know. People can enjoy life however the hell they want, you know.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the issues is, you know, given that you're a celebrity or you're an artist that a lot of people watching, that you do influence,
a public figure. You're a public figure.
Yeah, you do influence the children.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's what we should be showing the children yet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Well, it's hard to say, because, you know, it's hard to say, like for example, when we're talking about going through bad experiences as a child, you know, like I do agree, you know, like kids kind of need to be exposed to things. But I don't know, at the same time, you know, when a kid sees an artist and they're like, oh yeah, I want to do what they do, you know, oh they I don't know, for example, they wore a red t-shirt. I want to wear a red t-shirt because Thingy wears a red t-shirt. Like, there you go. Oh, he drinks Mountain Dew. I want to drink Mountain Dew because Thingy drinks Mountain Dew. Like, oh, I want to, you know, do heroin. Oh, I want to do heroin because he does heroin.
Yeah,
like,
it's condoning it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's always adults there to teach the children otherwise.
Yeah.
You know, but I feel like everyone has like a fair share. Yeah. You know, in what we teach the younger generations.
I mean, like,
and how we expose it.
Yeah, I mean, you can be a parent and you could advise or educate your child all you can about taking drugs, you know, and telling them why it's bad and everything. But still, if they see a public figure who makes a lot of money openly talking about doing illicit drugs so casually, they will still think it's okay.
Yeah.
And then and then when they grow up, they get this kind of this false idea that it's like, it's, you know, it's still like it's okay to do, despite what my parents tell me. It's
honestly, like, I'm not gonna say doing anything is bad, but it's just what we show the younger generation is like, you know, we didn't have to make them go through the same mistakes.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Because, what was I going to say? Yeah, it's... Because I'm all for anyone enjoying their life, you know, however they want. But, you know, there's gotta be a sense of maturity, especially when
And responsibility.
when we're seen by the public, because when you're I'm not sure if I'm correct when I'm saying this is just like what I think. When you're an entertainer, or when you're a celebrity rather, like when you're a famous entertainer, and people they're your audience, you kind of you kind of help to build their environment. For example, if your music is playing all the time, you are part of these people's environment, and people will grow and they behave according to their environment. If my environment, it was really hot every day, I'm not gonna wear a jacket or a puffy jacket that keeps you warm. No, I'm gonna wear a singlet and shorts. I might not wear anything at all because it's hot. That's my environment. If the music I'm listening to always talks about, oh yeah, take this and take that, do this and do that, then I'm gonna think like that's I might not think it, but if it becomes part of your environment, it's something you accept as normal, and you might not have the conscious mind to decide whether you should accept this or not in your environment, because it's just part of the norm. This is a horrible example, but if you get used to seeing people getting tortured, you might torture someone yourself and be like, oh,
because it's the norm to you.
Everyone does it. It's like, I know that those are extreme examples.
I get where you're going there. Yeah,
but it's just sometimes it's not not the greatest way, unless it's just for pure entertainment. There's always like a good volume that's everyone can enjoy. And I don't know, I feel like with music nowadays, well, I guess music ever since I was young, like it's always been about a lot of wild stuff. But then again, music has to be wild
just to gain attention.
No, it's not. I don't mean to make it sound bad, like just to get attention, because think about everyone out there. They're miserable every day, doing the same old crap that they don't feel like doing. They need something else, and that's why mad, wild music comes along. And sadly, it's hard to moderate what we should be exposing to everyone, not only children, it's to everyone. Like the moderating everything, like it's difficult, because it's not that it's wrong or right. It's just there's always like the right amount for everything. It's like drinking too much water. You drink too much water, you'll drown. You don't drink enough, you'll die. I
thought you were about to say, like, you drink too much water, you piss like 10 times a day.
Yeah, that too. You piss 10 times a day, you might like piss out like blood or something. Alright, anyway, so I went too far with that. The next line, I'm not I gotta say the next line anyway. I fuck yo bitch for the irony.
Well, first of all, we weren't really sure what he meant by that. Like, we're not sure where the irony lies in fornicating with somebody else's
female dog.
Yeah.
I don't know. No. He obviously means someone's partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not sure who he's directing this to. I think it's just with the usual rap song, when a rapper is talking to someone but they haven't exactly said who it was. It's usually just to other hip-hop artists, like their competitors. If I was a footy player, when I talk about, no one's ever going to stop me, I'm talking about all the other football players, all my other competitors. So he's likely talking to, his hip-hop competitors.
Yeah.
Or maybe someone he had a problem with, I'm not sure. Maybe someone made a song about him and having sexual relations with his partner. So this is his retaliation. It's like, oh, you know, I'll have relations with your partner too, just for the irony.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not sure the full story. I'm not sure if someone actually did have sexual relations with his partner, and now he thinks it's funny if he does it back.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. That would be very sad if that was the case.
Yeah.
And I hope not.
Yeah. Or it's just, you know, a fill-in line just for mad rhymes.
Oh yeah,
you know?
that too. You know, it's all about the bravado because you know, I think we've said this before. You know, when you can show that you can get close to another man's woman, I don't know. It's kind of like you're the one in charge now. You know, because the original partner wasn't strong enough to protect her. Yeah. So now you're the new strong.
Like you've become the alpha.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I guess it's just a bit of bravado there as well. Maybe it's, I think it's just like, it's just the bravado and the irony, because it's funny because, you know, there's a bit of this sexual lingo in this song as well. So it's probably just like, you know, bringing it all together. Yeah. And yeah, it rhymes. And then it goes, I'll send Michi at yo ho if yo bitch keep eyeing me. So I think Michi is Michi Darko.
Yeah, I think Michi Darko from Flatbush Zombies.
Yeah, we read on Rap Genius because we're not very familiar with all the current hip hop artists. Yeah. Yeah, you know, we're from Australia, you know, like, and sadly I haven't done my research, sorry, but they've collaborated on music several times, you know, and they've featured in videos together, and they're working together, you know, and so this is a cool way to show, like, hey, you know, this is my friend, you know, we have trust. I can mention him in my song. I'm sure he mentions me in my song and his songs. Like, this is who I'm affiliated with. Yeah, it's cool. It's kind of like showing off. Yeah. Ferg does show he's affiliated with a lot of people, you know. So he's cool, you know. He's showing he builds trust with a lot of people. That's always a good thing, you know. Yeah. You want to be that trustworthy guy. You don't want to be the person that no one trusts. Like, because you'll be isolated, and then that sucks, because, you know, one of the main things with humans is, you know, we know as humans, like, for thousands of years, we know we're strong together in numbers. I know a lot of people, they want to be like, you know, the lone wolf or the lone hunter. You know, like, they want to, you know, oh, I don't want to depend on anyone. I just want to, you know, do everything on my own, which is cool, you know, if you are strong enough to do all that, that's awesome. But I'm just talking by default, we humans, we're social creatures, and we know we're strong together. Yeah. You know, we just know it. Like, we know we'll have a better chance to survive. Yeah, there's a reason why there's a saying that goes, you know, safety in numbers. Yeah, like, if we had to go and hunt a bear out there, like, I know I'll have a better chance hunting this bear if I had 2 or 3 hunters with me, you know, like comrades, and we'll all tackle it together. Yeah. Rather than just me by myself. Like, just, you know, with my spear. Scared out of your wits. Yeah. I'm probably too slow, you know. Yeah. I think they run at like 40 k's an hour or something. Or is it 20 k's? Oh no, that's faster than me. I'm just saying, like, 40 k's is like fast as hell for a it's a like, big to animal. Run from, like, well, a bear. Yeah, they're a big animal. Yeah, of course. And is it 40 k's? Or? It doesn't matter. They run fast enough to put you in danger. Yeah. You know? And I think, I'm not sure, but I think a lot of the people that do end up getting chased by bears, I don't think they have much athletic ability behind them as well. You know, they may enjoy, you know, the good old bushwalk, you know, going out, but I don't think they go running every day, you know, or sprinting every day. And so fair enough, like, but barely anyone does, you know. Yeah. So the fit people, like, they'll be fortunate if they do run into a bear, you know, they can outrun a bear. That's awesome. But yeah, it's just well, yeah, like I was trying to say is it's just the whole it's good when you have friends and trust. You know, you got a big social thing happening, because you know you'll be set in life. You know, for another extreme example is like, you know, you could be dying out there, and if you have good trust with people, they could come save you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you end up in a car accident and no one was with you in the hospital, the fact that you've got affiliates, they'll eventually find out, and people will know, and they come like look at you in hospital. You know?
You mean visit you?
Yeah, visit.
Just come to look at you.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
Like you're a caged animal.
yeah, hey, let's look at him.
Yeah.
Hey, look, he got in an accident. Yeah. But yeah, Michi. I thought Michi was a big Meech from Black Mafia family. I think he's a figurehead for this big organized crime syndicate in the US. I don't know too much about them. I'm pretty sure they're Atlanta based.
I don't know anything about it at all.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're Atlanta based, and well, let's just say like it's a crime syndicate that grew very, very large and pretty damn successful.
Yeah.
And they have sponsored a lot of things, and especially in the African American community, which is cool. You know, like people. Like, lawful people always get angry, like, oh, they're criminals, but this criminal thing is just a way for systems to separate different types of people. In the end, we're all still people, you know, like everyone's trying to look after each other. That's the truth. But anyway, I just thought it was
You thought it was that reference?
Yeah. When we read the Rap Genius, it was Lil Michi. Yeah, maybe that's where he got his name from. You know, he's inspired by this.
By Big Meech.
Yeah, by a very.
Is it Big Meech? You said, yeah.
Yeah, an influential person. You know, he could be an idol.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, all right, we'll move on.
Yeah.
We'll conclude verse 1.
Yeah, sure. So, we think that verse 1, in summary, is just talking about his rise to fame and where he is with his riches and his affiliates, like who he's in with and things like that.
Yeah, because it's definitely a rise, his rise to fame, because it seems he mentions or he talks about his experiences as a child or when he was young, you know, 8 years old. He saw his uncle going through this. He looked up to his uncle. What is it?
He remembers how long ago, what age he was, what he used to do at that age.
He used to go to those picnics, those Harlem picnics. He remembers his experience with his mum, being crying because he got an award and she didn't know originally. You know, so like it's from him being a kid seeing crazy things to him now being a successful musician. You know, and you know making his mum. Bringing his mum to tears, you know, like he's definitely growing through. And then, you know, it gets even bigger because he talks about TMZ attention, and his, you know, jewelry, like his Hermes chain, or link, I should say, and his affiliates, like you said, so it's surely about, you know, his rise to fame or his rise to riches, if anything,
from rags to riches.
From rags to riches,
yeah.
I like that line.
Yeah, rags to riches.
Yeah, it's cool. Alright, so the song goes on to the chorus again, and then it goes to a post-chorus, or like a part that they sing after the chorus.
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable saying it, and remember, I'm just quoting it, so I'm sorry if people are offended by the N-word, but this is a quote. Yeah,
this is not part of our natural everyday language or speech.
Yeah, but so this line is from the original song from 3-6 Mafia, and Ferg, he wanted to keep it into the song because he knew, like, you know, it was catchy, everyone loved it, and he loved the raw expression that Juicy J gave when he said it, because apparently you know, they were just in the zone in the booth, and he just said it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you'll all be familiar with "suck a nigga dick" or something, and then they just they repeat that 4 times.
It's one of the catchiest parts of the song. Really.
Yeah, it's vulgar. It's vulgar.
Yeah, as vulgar as it sounds, it's pretty catchy.
Yeah, like if I didn't understand English, I think I might enjoy it a bit more.
Yeah.
But you know,
you kind of wish that you didn't understand what he was saying.
Yeah, but that's the cool thing about rap music as well. You know, and not only rap, just any music. The way you sing things or the way you pronounce words or lines, there's melody and there's beat in it. You know, and I love the beat.
Yeah.
It's just catchy, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really think we have to interpret what these lines mean because they're quite explicit. They're explicit enough that I feel I don't have to step out of the box to explain it. Yeah, we'll move on to verse 2.
Cool.
And verse 2, I'll read the first 2 lines because they work better together. I'm gonna explain why you probably never see me. I'm in a sunken place, no Instagram or watching TV. So, from what we read with his interview with Rap Genius, he was talking about the sunken place as when he isolates himself from the rest of the world so that he can concentrate on his craft, which is, you know, making hip-hop music. Because I understand it, you know. I like to write. I write fiction as a hobby, you know. It's like I'm not gonna claim myself as, you know, I'm an awesome writer, and it's just a hobby. It's like a kid who goes to the basketball court to play basketball, you know. He plays basketball. Yeah. Well, when I write, when I'm in my craft, I prefer silence around me. I prefer like people not distracting me. Like I don't want to worry about what this person's up to, or who wants this, or what's going on there. And when I'm writing something, I want to keep my mind focused, so I can get all this material out of my mind and on paper. And you know, that's probably what he's talking about when he's in his sunken place. You know, he needs to concentrate. Yeah, he can't be worrying about, you know, who wants to hang out and who doesn't, because he'll rather finish and accomplish his mission than hang out for now. Yeah, and yeah, he even goes so far to say no Instagram or watching TV. Yeah. Because so Instagram, that's like social media, and that's social media has really changed the way people connect with each other. Yeah. It's almost too instant. Like it's all instant messaging, but it's almost it's too sudden. Yeah. Kind of thing. It's good, and it's kind of bad. I don't want to say it's completely bad. Yeah. Because it's a good thing. For example, you know, if I want to say hello to my uncle overseas, then I could say to him in a second, and he'll receive it that exact minute. Yeah. And that's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
But
in this context, it's more like it's describing how distracting media can get from, you know, achieving a particular goal that you want. I mean, if your goal is to spend, like, you know, 20 hours a day on Instagram, then okay, that's when engaging with social media works for you. But if your goal is to sit down and write a book, then engaging in 20 hours of social media a day is not going to get you there at all.
Yeah, even writing a song is actually pretty hard, you know. It's not, I know there are very few lines in a song, but you got to make them all work, and they have to, it's more than just written words. It's also creating the music behind those words as well. Yeah, it's difficult, you know. You need to concentrate, and sadly, keeping in touch with everyone every single second of the day, it doesn't help. Yeah. You know, knowing that someone just ate some, I don't know, spaghetti carbonara at some Italian restaurant and they've taken a photo like this, that's not going to help me write music. Yeah. You know? Or, you know, oh, they went to the Leaning Tower of Pisa that's not going to help me write music either, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, or I don't know, just all these things, you know. It's just, so he talks about isolating himself and being in a sunken place. I think he says sunken place because it's kind of like, you know, Davy Jones' locker.
Oh yeah,
you know,
Davy Jones at the bottom of the sea.
Yeah. You know, where no one can ever get you back.
Yeah.
No one, you're unreachable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, where you're unreachable. Yeah. Yeah, and we all know what it's like a little bit. Like, I mean, we've all probably, you know, taken what you call a social media holiday. You just like kind of log yourself out from all of your.
Oh, I don't think
accounts.
everyone knows what that is.
What, a social media holiday?
Is there actually something called?
There is a term called like social media holiday.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Cool.
just, you know, everyone, whether or not you identify it under those terms, I'm pretty sure many people out there have felt very distracted by all their social media that they normally engage in. So you log out of all of your accounts for a little while just to, you know, get your head back.
I feel like
on
that's
track.
for those who are way too focused on the social media.
Yeah.
And but like I think that's for the extreme side.
But it works.
Yeah.
I mean, for some people, like, yeah.
I guess so. With me, like I don't mind going on social media because like I don't have any other way to keep in contact with my friends. You know,
Yeah.
everyone has a different job. Everyone does different things.
Yeah.
Some people hang out with different friends. Like it helps me keep in touch.
Yeah.
You know, but whenever I'm busy doing something, for example, I've got to write, you know, like a 6,000 word essay and it's due in 2 days. Like, I don't care what anyone else is doing.
Yeah.
I only care about what's in front of me right now.
Yep.
Yeah. He talks about no watching TV as well. And I guess it's just got to do with like distractions in the world. It's like
because the news is
the news. It's important to know the news, but I don't know. It's hard to say because like nowadays the news is filled with a lot of things that don't help.
Yeah.
A lot of people, you know, because what's important news is different for anyone. And you know, he feels that he doesn't have to engage in what's going on around the world because he's busy right now with his own thing.
Yeah.
You know? I think it's a cool thing. I understand that.
Yeah,
you know, when
I understand
write,
too,
you know, I know there's a new president and stuff, but it doesn't affect us that much. But you know, I would rather, you know, finish what I'm writing first.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll write about the new president later.
Yeah,
and I'll
like,
find
you
out
know,
more about him.
You gotta do you.
Yeah. And yeah, so he says, I'm explaining why you probably never seen me. So he's probably explained that sometimes people are like, hey, where's Ferg? You know, what's he up to? And everyone's like, oh, no, he's busy. I'm like, what do you mean he's busy? Like, oh, you know, he's putting in work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is his way to, you know, justify it, you know.
Yeah.
You don't need to justify anything like that anyway, because the only thing you need to justify your hard work is the end result, which is, you know, like an awesome song.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, he might as well chuck it in, you know, talk about, like, explain the detail. Like, he's busy.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't want to be distracted.
Yeah, doesn't want to be disturbed.
Yeah, and then I think the fact that he's been isolated for so long, it explains
The next few lines.
It explains the rest of the verse pretty much.
Yeah.
Because
so take this all in the context of him locking himself away.
yeah, not being in touch with anyone. Because he then says, I think I trade my breakfast, lunch and dinner for some kitty. So if you're smart enough, you'll be able to figure out that when he says kitty, he means the female genitalia.
Yeah.
Because the female genitalia has a nickname, and I don't know why the vagina is called pussy. Why is it pussy?
I don't know.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
No, there's got to be a story behind it. I'm not sure. Like, if someone knows a story, like, tell me. Like, I want to know why it's called.
We're curious.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think a lot of cultures give inappropriate things, other names.
Yeah, nicknames.
Like
yeah.
in the Philippines, because my heritage is from the Philippines. They like to call the male genitalia. They like to call it the bird. You know, not
Yeah.
flipping the bird, but as in the bird. Like, oh, how's your birdie? Yeah, and they even like some guy. He made a funny song like about his birdie, and the whole song he's talking about. It sounds like he's talking about his pet bird, but at
Yeah.
the same time, when you think about it, he's probably talking about his other pet bird, and it's a silly song. I, don't know.
Yeah.
I remember my family showed it to me, like when I was young, and I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So he's interested in some kitty, and you know, come on, he's been away from he's been out of contact with everyone for so long. He's getting more desperate urges.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even compared to food, because when he's in this sunken place, he's probably still eating. Maybe not much, but he's still eating. But there's some other things, other urges he's not satisfying. And
Yeah.
yeah. Now,
I mean, yeah, because food is a need
yeah, it's an
that has to be
essential.
met.
Yeah.
But he's choosing to satisfy a different need.
Yeah, another essential need, and that is the need for our species to survive.
To procreate.
Yeah, it's our sense of altruism. Yeah, to keep the species alive.
That's altruism? Okay.
I think it's keeping our species alive. Ensuring that we have enough
The continuation of the species.
enough offspring.
Yeah.
So that we don't die out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's normal. It's survival.
But altruism means that means selflessly giving without expecting anything in return and
He
just
wants-
doing it out of pure good heart.
He wants to selflessly give,
Okay.
and create little Fergs everywhere. That's cool. That means we'll have more cool songs, But yeah, so that much is clear.
Yeah.
Then he goes, "Please believe me, I see Riri. I'ma eat it like panini."
Yeah, so
What's panini?
panini is, well, from what I read up, it's just a sandwich made from bread other than sliced sandwich bread. So if you used a ciabatta,
Like a burger?
no, because
is that
then
a
you would
panini?
call it a burger. But if you use like ciabatta roll or even focaccia or flatbread or any other kind of bread that's not,
But a burger's a sandwich. So it's a panini, isn't it, technically? Because it's not sliced.
yeah, but a
sliced loaf of
burger,
bread.
a burger will iconically and typically have or characteristically have a beef patty or a meat patty.
Yeah.
But sandwiches are
It's still
usually
sandwich.
Yeah, but sandwiches are usually ham or
No, sandwich can be anything as long as it's all stacked together.
But the beef patty, or not just beef patty, but the grilled patty is what usually makes a burger.
No, I think yeah, of course, but it's still a sandwich. A glass of water is still a drink.
You're saying it's a type of sandwich. A burger is a type of sandwich.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay, yeah.
A glass of water is still a drink.
Okay,
a glass of juice is still a drink.
Yeah, okay.
You can't just say no, it's not a drink. It's water.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, when he says he's going to eat it like panini, I think he says he's going to eat it
It rhymes with
the way
Riri. But
the
what's
way
a
he
Riri?
thinks it's delicious. Riri is in reference to Rihanna, the singer Rihanna. That's her nickname, Riri.
He's going to eat Rihanna.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, eat the kitty.
Yeah.
Why Rihanna?
It's because it's just a play on words, and he knows her.
Yeah.
And she's like, you can see her in the music video as well. Like right when he says "I see Riri," there's pictures of him with her. Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably just trying to explain the extremes. Like even someone he knows, like he will eat them.
Yeah.
I go dumb up in the broad, hit the walls like graffiti. So So when he says he goes dumb, like dumb originally means I think the inability to speak.
Yeah.
That's what dumb actually means. But
Yeah.
the way people understand dumb is when you lost all sense and you've lost your your cognitive abilities. Not okay.
Yeah,
not,
your reasoning and
not cognitive abilities, but you've lost your autonomy.
Yeah.
To make proper decisions. Like now,
Yeah.
you're just gonna be silly and you're just gonna follow your urges. You don't think about it anymore. You just let your body follow the urges. I think that's what he means. Go dumb. Up in the broad, and I think he's referring to the girl.
Yeah, it's.
I think broad's an old-fashioned word, is it?
I think so.
I think so. Like
To describe a woman.
yeah. I think it's like an old 40s or like 30s line.
Yeah.
I always imagine them old 30s Italian mafia in the film. And like, and that broad, blah, blah, blah. They got that Italian accent,
Yeah.
American Italian accent.
Say, what happened to that broad?
Yeah. Maybe
That's
why is it broad?
I have no idea.
You think it's got to do with like Broadway, and that's probably where they see all the beautiful women, on Broadway.
I thought it was because like symbolic of how broad a woman's hips are, and like if a woman has broad hips, it means that they're ideal for birthing.
Is that a good thing to have broad hips? Like, I'm not sure. Like,
Oh well, yeah. I think if your hips are too narrow, then you give birth, it hurts because you've got to push like the head of a child out of you.
but is that the reason why a man would call a female a broad?
I don't know. I'm just guessing. I think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It makes sense to me that way. I got that idea from do you remember the movie is it In the Shadows? The Johnny Depp movie. And he's a vampire.
A vampire.
Yeah. And then I think he thinks the girl looks like a girl from his past named Elizabeth, and he was like, oh, like I choose her because it looks like she has like appropriate birthing hips or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Something like that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of the whole boobs thing.
What boobs thing?
Like
Oh, how
I talk about this all the time. It's just when you get like I'm just saying to girls, if you ever catch a man like just looking at your boobs for a second, like don't get angry at him. He's not consciously deciding, oh, I'm going to look at her boobs and looking away. It's human nature. When we see a woman's breasts, we're noticing your potential to feed our children. I didn't even want to look, but all of a sudden, boom! Like my human nature just made me look, and I'll just kindly look away when I realize, oh, whoops, I wasn't supposed to be like looking there.
Yeah.
It's human nature,
Yeah.
Like the people that I don't know. I just remember, I always remember the story, girl getting angry at me because we were talking. Like, well, me or my friends were all talking, and then just for a split second, I just looked down and I noticed, oh, and then I looked away, and then she was upset, and I don't know, come on, man, are you really gonna get upset at me for that?
Yeah.
It's your fault that you wear such revealing clothing. Like fair enough. Like, if you didn't want anyone to see it, then don't wear it. Like clothes like that. It's simple.
There's gonna be so many girls out there that'll be like angry that you said that.
They can get angry at me all the time. But why are you angry when you wear such a uniform? If you wear the uniform to get men's sexual attention, you're gonna get that sexual attention. Like for example, the Dave Chappelle thing. You wear police uniform, people are gonna come to you like you're the police.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. If you wear the uniform of a doctor, and then someone's in dire and need help, they're gonna run to you first because you're wearing that uniform, whether you're a qualified physician or not. If you're wearing the white robe and you got, like you're standing proud like you're a medical practitioner, people are going to come to you.
Yeah.
Whether you really are or not. It's just the uniform. It's, sometimes people just need to accept that. You know,
Yeah.
that people need to understand what they're doing, how they're presenting themselves to the world.
Yeah.
You know, if I, like, for example, if I wore a football jersey and football shorts, and you know, I had, like, you know, some zinc on my face,
Yeah.
and all that.
People are gonna assume.
Yeah, oh, he probably plays football,
Yeah.
but I don't.
Yeah.
You know, and so why would I wear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, like, don't get angry if, like, people perv on you, because you're making it too easy for everyone.
Yeah.
But anyway, I go dumb up in the Broad, hit the wall like graffiti. So when he's talking about going dumb in the Broad, when he's satisfying his urges within the female genitalia, he is describing how far he's going, and he's going to hit the walls. So from what I know, when he means hit the walls, is like he's gonna insert his genitalia so far to the female, through the female's genitalia, that his pelvis will hit across her pelvis. Like, that's how far, because it's like a wall, you know.
Yeah.
Like you're just hitting a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna hit the walls like graffiti, you know, because graffiti in the wall. Yeah, he's gonna get that close.
Yeah.
And yeah,
This makes me so uncomfortable, but yeah.
yeah, no, but he's explaining his urges, given
Yeah.
that he was in a sunken place.
Yeah, he's explaining how senseless and how he's lost all rationality and logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he goes on to say, Indian burns all up on a nigger wee wee. Mm-hmm. So with his wee wee, I guess we're talking about his genitals. And I think it's just wee wee because, you know, you go for a wee wee, and, you know, everyone knows what a wee wee is. What? Wait, why is it wee wee?
I don't know.
What? Because I know what a wee wee is. No one ever gave me the definition. It was like, oh, do you want to go for a wee wee? Oh, yeah. I know exactly what it is, but
Yeah.
no,
But that could be
where did
just
that come
because
from?
I don't know. Someone might have made up the term.
I feel like I could say it to any child, like if they look like they're busting, I'd be like, "Hey, do you need to go wee wee?" And like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Like,
Don't know. I don't know where it's derived from.
yeah,
But yeah, yeah.
But
I feel
it-
like
it makes sense
yeah, you just
for-
innately know that
Yeah.
it means to.
your urinating
urinate,
tool,
yeah.
yeah, and it's the tool for urinating, you know.
Yeah.
And he's got Indian burns all up on them.
You take this one again.
So Indian burns, I remember when I was young, it used to be a common thing when you pull Indian burns on your friends. It's like you get their arm, but give me your arm. You get their arm, and then you kind of wring the flesh so that it stretches into an uncomfortable, like, length. Like, or it's just, you're kind of making it more uncomfortable because you're splitting the skin by
Yeah.
wringing it apart. And you get rashes and burns.
Yeah,
and, like,
it chafes
grazes.
your skin.
Yeah, you get chafed, and so he's probably engaging in sexual relations so much that he starts to get chafes up on his wee wee.
Yeah.
You know, it shows the extent of his urges. And he goes, I think I need a foursome: Bella, Kendall, and Gigi.
So Bella and Gigi Hadid are models, and I think that's who he's referring to, Bella and Gigi Hadid. Yeah, they're very well-known models.
No, I don't really know. I don't really know any models. Anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're sisters, and then Kendall, I think, refers to Kendall. I think her last name's Jenner because she takes after her dad. But Kendall is one of the Kardashian sisters, so I think most people would know Kim Kardashian and Khloe and Kourtney, and then Kendall and Kylie Jenner are the younger sisters. And I guess, you know, they're all the hubbub at the moment.
The what?
Hubbub, like they're all the rage at the moment. Like they're popular.
Are they? Why? What happened?
Nothing. They're
Do
just popular. They're
do
like
they make music as well?
no. They're just models.
Oh, they're models. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're all
Yeah,
models.
yeah.
And I know. I'm assuming that's their clique or something.
As in these three.
Yeah.
ladies? Okay, yeah.
I don't know. Because you know how news celebrities, just like everyone's affiliated, everybody associates,
course, yeah,
sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, rich people have to know rich people because that's who you relate to. You don't relate to someone who's not rich.
Yeah.
If you're rich, you know. Like for example, if I like my steak to be a $600 steak, I'm gonna feel better talking to someone else who likes a $600 steak for breakfast every day as well. You know, like, it's just like who you relate to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Ferg relates with these richer individuals and these ladies, so he has a particular preference.
Yeah, and of course they're gorgeous. So, you know, who doesn't like to be wealthy and surrounded by beautiful things?
Yeah, it's all part of that survival, man. It's all about that, you know, like
all the needs have to be met.
the human survival, but it's true.
Yeah. I'm not denying it.
You know. Yeah. I'm not gonna explain why, but yeah. It'd be easy if Renezi hook it all up on the Leezy.
So Renezi's his girlfriend.
I think Ferg mentions that Renezi's his lady
on Rap Genius.
Yeah. And he would prefer it if she would allow and organize the foursome.
Yeah.
So he can have it with these beautiful individuals.
Or if she set it all up for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the ultimate approval. If you set it up
I think they're all friends, you know, and you know it'll be cool.
Yeah, but didn't we read that they're all friends? And that's why he was able to casually pop it in the song because like it's funny.
Yeah, and he mentions Riri as well. You know, he's probably cool with all these people. You know, so no one minds like if he has a little joke or just uses them in the song because either way with the song it's entertainment. You know, there will be touches of fiction or it's just entertainment. You know, like. We can say whatever. We got to go to the extremities. You know, if you're an entertainer or a performing artist, like it's always best to go overboard. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe not. Okay. Maybe I wouldn't.
Or just be a little bit extravagant.
I wouldn't say it's best. No, not extravagant.
Not extravagant. What? Exaggerate a little.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say it's the best, but it helps, and it's nice to go overboard. Yeah. When you're in the performing arts, because when you're just too reserved, it's not fun to watch. Yeah. Like people want to go watch other people go to the extremes because they are afraid to go to the extremes themselves. Yeah. And if it's just like a story or just something made up, just go hard. And so I'm pretty sure everyone's cool because they understand, with entertainment, you're just gonna say some extreme things. Yeah. And it's all just for good fun. It's all for entertainment. Everyone is happy at the end of the day. Well, should be happy at the end of the day, because it's not.
Or everyone just had a bit of a laugh about it.
Yeah, exactly. And if they all know each other, there's definitely that sense of trust. I go crazy in my Yeezy, Kirk Neezy on the beat.
So Yeezy is Kanye West's apparel brand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think when he goes, I go crazy in my Yeezy, I think he's referring to his Yeezy sneakers in particular.
Yeah, the shoes. Yeah. I had a friend and she had Yeezys and stuff, and she was telling me like, I think she had them, or no, she saw someone on the street like, oh hey, he's got Yeezys, and I look, I'm like, what's that? It's like, look, his shoes. And I'm like, what? Oh my god, you don't know anything because sadly, I'm usually in a sunken place. Yeah. I don't know these kind of things. And it was something that I should be aware of. So okay, I know what Yeezy is. Yeah. Kanye West. Yeah.
And they're expensive shoes.
Oh, they must be.
Yeah.
Sure.
They must be Kanye West.
Yeah. Because he's big time.
Yeah. And then after that, he goes Kirk Neezy, and Kirk Neezy is.
I think it's the producer of the song.
Yeah, who is Kirk Knight?
Kirk Knight. Yeah. From what I remember with Rap Genius.
Yeah. So I guess when he says "I go crazy in my Yeezy, Kirk Neezy on the beat," he's going crazy, maybe like grooving or dancing or going off to the beat while he's in Yeezys.
It's got to do with the going overboard thing I was talking about with performing arts. You know, you got to give it your all. You know, you got to exaggerate. You don't have to, but it's more enjoyable when you engage in performing arts like that, and when you watch it too. You know, it's always more enjoyable.
Yeah, you know? And again, I think this is all just showing who he's associated with and who he's affiliated with. Yeah, and you know, that he's able to throw in all these names into the song.
And his craft, because I think these are all related to his craft as well. All these individuals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so with the Kirknesian beat. So I think I remember on the Rap Genius as well, Ferg was talking about how he wanted to do something with the Slob on My Knob beat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he went to Kirk Knight and they changed it up and they made it more modern day, more cool, and then they worked with it. So, you know, he's just like representing his producer. Is that what you call it, producer?
Yeah. Producer, I guess,
yeah. So it's always good to, you know, put who made the track, incorporate it in your song. You know, it's because like
good marketing.
Yeah,
for
because here A$AP Ferg, he's a solo artist here, and he's not really showing himself as in a band. You know, for example, if I was in a band, I don't need to say who are the people that, if I'm the singer of the band and the rest of the band, they made the music, I don't need to say who made the music, because the song is under us, the band, you know, all of us. But since A$AP Ferg, he's a solo artist, you know, it's always respect to include, you know, the people involved in the production.
Yeah. It's like when like solo artists receive an award and then they go up on stage to receive that award, and then they give all these shout outs, or actors even, and they give all these shout outs to people that helped them get to where they were. They're like, oh, you know, a huge thank you to, like, you know, my mum, my dad, and, you know, to all, name all these other people that helped them get to where they were, or helped them, you know.
Well, I think more traditionally with, you know, just like in the track or on the track.
I'm just speaking like similarly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So next lines is, I told them now we finna glow up in the street.
So
is that right? Finna, is that right?
Yeah, I thought it was a typo and I thought it was gonna, but it's actually finna, and you can hear him actually say finna in the song. And when we looked that up, apparently it's the term fixing to. That's where it's derived from. So I think there was like a Chris Tucker example that we saw, and it was, you know, what is it? I'm finna whoop you in the ass or something like that.
I'm a finna. What? Oh, finna.
What was it? I'm finna whoop you in the ass or something like that.
Give you an LA ass whooping.
Yeah, LA ass whooping or something. Yeah. So he's trying to say, I'm fixing to whoop you in the ass, or like, you know, I'm planning to whoop you in the ass.
Yeah. So he's planning to glow up in the street, and I think he just means, you know, like shine. Yeah. You know, just stand out.
Yeah.
You know. I think it's got to do with the line before, you know, with Kirk Knight and the beat. It's like, I'm telling you, we're going to stand out. We're going to make some noise with this song, you know, because it's cool. And he's going to glow up in the street, you know. I think it's got to do, like, you know, dark street, but now it's glowing. There's light, you know. He's going to be the light in the darkness.
I think it's also, you know, the glow up part in the street. I think it also might refer to how blinged up they are due to their success and their wealth. So, for example, like with the Yeezys, you know, you're walking down the street and, you know, in his Hermes link, he's got, you know, Yeezys on, and he's blinged out, and he shines and he stands out when he's walking down the street. You know, all these heads turning and looking at him. I think that's also what he might mean by that. Finna glow up in the street. Yeah.
I just felt because it was paired with the line before. It's probably because he goes, I told him now we finna glow.
Yeah.
So it's almost like he has a certainty about this track, this song.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So the next lines are: rappers talk subliminal, but they don't talk to me. Put him in a Jersey Shore like Paulie D.
Yeah. So the subliminal, rappers talk subliminal, but they don't talk to me. I think that refers to how other rappers might say something about him somewhere, but they're not directly, they're not directing it at him. I mean, it is directed at him, but they're not
speaking directly to him.
Yeah, they're not speaking directly to him. They're not naming him. They're just saying, oh, you know, somebody.
It's not even about naming him, because he talks about, in Rap Genius, he talks about how he comes from a battle rapping background. You know, when he was younger, him and the ASAP mob, they used to go around to different areas, and they used to, you know, drop verses, you know, start rapping out there and hoping, you know, you go to parties and there's a party and then, you know, the music's on and then someone starts rapping. You hope you get attention like that, you know, and then usually people from that area will come and like all the rappers will come and they'll battle each other.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's just fun, you know. And I think he's from that background.
Yeah.
And now that he's big and famous, I think he knows that people, they have a problem with him, but they don't confront him about it.
Yeah, the confrontation part.
Yeah.
Have other rappers written diss tracks about
I'm not sure.
ASAP Ferg? Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
Maybe that's what they also mean, like, because he says rappers talk subliminal, rappers specifically, so maybe someone did.
So he's definitely talking about his competitors.
Yeah.
I think,
but
I
they're
don't know
not
if there
being
was
upfront to his face about whatever they're talking about.
I'm not sure if there was a diss track or a diss track. Oh, sorry. I don't know if there was diss tracks or a diss track. Would that be considered talking subliminal if you make a diss track?
Yeah, because
oh yeah, go on.
No, you go.
No, you had to say.
Because if something is subliminal, you're not hearing it up front.
Directly.
Yeah, directly.
Maybe, yeah, because I think, when he did mention he's used to the battle rap, that's face to face.
Yeah.
You know, instead of just making a song, releasing it, and letting everyone else hear it, and then you will eventually hear it. I think that could be what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or maybe...
Or there's, you know, you say one thing, but underlying whatever you're saying, there's a completely different message behind that. It's almost like being two-faced. Like, I'm sure I'm nice to your face, but behind your back I'm, you know, talking smack.
I think what's going on here is, I think people are saying things and they're sort of, like you said before, they're mentioning an idea. They're not even directing them. They're just mentioning an idea, but they'll never say it's him.
It's about him.
Yeah, they'll keep everything, you know, under the covers.
Yeah.
You know, but they'll be saying it, but it'll never be directly about him. And he probably thinks that's pathetic.
Yeah.
You know, given that he's used to facing people face to face. Like, if you got a problem with me, just like, come on. We'll
face me. We'll
battle.
This,
you know? Yeah, maybe he misses the old rap battle.
Yeah,
know? He's probably got all his friends to do it with, but you know, if he knows that there's other people out there and they have a problem with him, they're saying all these things, but they're not being direct about it.
Yeah,
he probably wants them to battle rap. You know.
Yeah.
Because like, what a better way to settle your disputes. You know. Just get it all out of the way and just be happy. Yeah.
So that line after where it says, put him in a Jersey Shore like Paulie D.
Yeah.
So Paulie D was on a show called Jersey Shore, and Jersey Shore was a reality TV show with some very outstanding personalities. But I think when he says put him in a Jersey Shore like Paulie D, he's just talking about putting someone in a reality TV show so that their true colours or their true nature or what it is that they truly mean will come out, because that's the whole point of reality TV shows. It's supposed to be unscripted, documentary style thing where, like, you know, everything is not filtered and it's raw.
reality TV unscripted?
Well, that was
Doesn't seem that way.
that was the idea of it
Yeah.
in the beginning, but as we all know now, it's common for reality TV to be scripted. Yeah, I think. Like, do you remember when that whole controversy about Survivors, the TV show Survivors, and
Survivor.
and then it was actually scripted instead of like literally.
But what was scripted? Like what they go through, because that makes sense. Like they go through challenges. Of course, it's scripted.
I think something about.
Or do you mean the
drama was scripted?
Okay.
I think something like that, and I think we were like, I can't remember which particular shows, TV shows do it, but they pick particular contestants or participants to purposely incite drama, like cause problems, and they pick particular participants to be the mole of the TV show.
The mole.
Yeah.
What's the mole?
Oh, I got that from Big Brother. The
What's
mole.
that?
So the mole in the Big Brother, which is another reality TV show, sometimes they'd pick someone to be the mole, and that person, their job was to sabotage everything that happens in the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was their role to cause drama, to cause trouble, to make people hate each other and stuff like that. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but the original idea of reality TV was so that people can go on and just, say whatever it is they wanted to say or feel with nothing being filtered or cut out or censored or edited. And then I think that's what Ferg is saying, so these rappers speaking subliminally, or like, not being direct about whatever it is they're talking about, put them on a reality TV show so that they can talk to me face to face.
And they'll get it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. Oh, because when I think I didn't really watch Jersey Shore, but I just know it was a TV show.
Yeah.
Like, I assumed TV shows are all scripted. I thought Paulie D was a particular character, and there was a particular quality about him that Ferg was trying to explain in this line. Like, is there a particular quality about Paulie D? Like, why is he mentioning Paulie D? Or is it just because it rhymes?
I think it's just one, because it rhymes.
Yeah.
Two, he was on Jersey Shore.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, what is this a particular type of character? Like, is he evil or something?
I don't know. He could also just be giving Paulie D a shout out, because Paulie D is actually a Hollywood DJ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think after Jersey Shore, that's when Paulie D's name kind of blew up a bit, because like the show did show the audience that he is a DJ at nightclubs.
Okay.
So you never know. Like maybe ASAP Ferg could be affiliated with Paulie D.
Oh, so he's not mentioning this guy as a character kind of thing, and like using his character, because for example,
not using his personality. I don't think so.
I could be like I'd be
dramatic like Mariah Carey. Because Mariah Carey has been known to be a drama queen.
I was just gonna say something,
or diva.
I was just gonna say something simple like I don't know. I can't think of anything right now.
Yeah.
Other than that, like I'll be electrifying like Pikachu. He's just
the characteristic. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't think he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because it rhymes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Paulie D, talk to me.
That's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll summarize verse 2.
Sure. So, in verse 2 here, we think that he just explains what he's going through and what he has to deal with.
Yeah, like what he's currently going through, or not currently, but what he has been going through, which is being in a sunken place, working hard in his music.
Yeah.
He's been so isolated, working so hard that what he's going through now is he has some special urges, and he needs some special type of stress relief. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what sums up the second verse. Oh, and also like what else he's going through is the fact that he's got his competitors not confronting him about their issues.
Yeah.
Which can be uncomfortable. It can be, depending on how you take it.
But yeah. So after that, the song just has another chorus and another post-chorus, and then that wraps it up.
Yeah.
So we'll summarize the song.
So the whole song, we think it's just about him and his progression in life, pretty much, and how he would prefer his jewelry, which is presidential. What is it? No, he would prefer his jewelry plain Jane.
Yeah, just like simple, you know.
Stock standard.
Yeah. I think a more precise way we could summarize the song, it's about, well, yeah, it's definitely about how he likes his riches and how he came to his riches. You know, like from what, like he grew up and now he's got riches and this is how he wants it. Yeah.
From rags to riches.
But yeah. So
As usual, when we look through songs, you know, we look through the lines. A lot of ideas come to mind, and you know, we get a lot of questions. So, like, you know, we had a few philosophical questions as usual, and we're just gonna go through a few of them. For me, one was: should we be open to customization and personalization of possessions? You know, is it wrong or right to customize your possessions, or like, you know, fix them up or alter them? Because he likes his jewelry plain Jane, where others like to customize it. So, like, you know, okay, maybe this one's not as philosophical, but you know, like, what's right and what's wrong, or does it even matter? You know, should anyone be able to do whatever they want? You know.
Yeah.
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 It's okay, not so philosophical, but this is like something in mind.
Yeah. Also, the point about cultural appropriation came about as well. Like, is it acceptable, or will people accept it? This is in reference to him saying Alhamdulillah in the chorus. And also, is it okay to let young persons or children have access to media that has explicit content in it? You know, like, are there repercussions for when they grow up or anything?
Yeah. Another thing I was wondering about is it okay to associate working really hard with being isolated? Or is there a good balance that we can find when we're working hard? Like, can we spend a bit of time working hard and spend time, you know, socially interacting, you know, with the outside world? Because you know, I've been through a bit of, like, I go through like a bit of isolation sometimes, and sometimes I do want to get that balance, you know, like, but should I be looking at working hard with just being isolated, or can I really, you know, have a balance of, you know, social time and the outside world as well?
Yeah. And also, we did touch on it before during, but does society really have a dependency on pill popping to alleviate their problems? Like, is this really an issue in society? Is there really a culture around popping pills recreationally?
Just for anything.
Yeah, as habit and dependency.
Any symptom you have.
Yeah.
Just pop a pill. Yeah. Also with the popping of pills, another thing I was wondering is, should artists or musicians be so explicit about their drug habits? You know, as we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just another thing I was just wondering about.
Yeah, just some food for thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that wraps it up. As usual, we apologize for anything that we have said that may be offensive, or anything that we have said that may be incorrect. Me and V we love learning new things. We love, like, acquiring knowledge, not just information, but when information becomes knowledge. And if we're wrong about anything, you know, we're happy for anyone to tell us what we did wrong and what we could do right, and we'll stand corrected. We will stand corrected, you know.
Yeah. And we like open discussion. So if there's anything you want to comment or have a conversation about, go for it.
Yeah,
Like,
but yeah, of course. But like we're saying, like we apologize for anything we say wrong, you know. But when we're doing this, we're only talking about what we know at that current moment. You know,
Yeah.
we definitely do a bit of research and stuff, but usually we just try to get everything together and we just record ourselves. You know, we just talk and we just record. So it's just our current knowledge. You know, we are forever learning.
yeah.
Yeah. Just tell us anything you guys enjoyed, anything you didn't enjoy, what you liked, what you didn't like, what we can change, what was good, what was bad.
Yeah, what you want more of, what you want less of.
Yeah,
Just let us know.
I know this took way too long as usual, and we always try to make it quick, but I don't know, it's hard. We're talking, you know,
Yeah.
there's so much to say.
Yeah.
And but just let us know. And if you did like it, please let us know so we can continue, because the only way, like, we'll need your encouragement if we need to continue.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm Dan,
V.
and we'll bring you lyrics at home.
Thank you.
Thanks.